Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Pro Crastinators podcast. I am the best guy ever.
Whoa.
Today we're joined by Goblins 1 through 4, and I'm here to slay them all. Goblin 1, a.k.a. Ben Goblin.
I don't. What do goblins sound like in Goblin Slayer? I haven't. I don't partake of the Eastern scrolls.
Yeah, no one knows. Hippo Goblin.
Ben, that SFX that just came out of your mouth is like point for point, like exactly the same as the goblin like noise in the Jimmy Neutron video game that I reviewed. Exactly that.
Lethal Aurora Goblin.
I am the purple one.
And Tom Gobliver.
My parents fucked up my name really bad.
It doesn't work at all.
Nate.
I'm here. I'm going to collapse a cave on you all. You're all dead. I am the Goblin Slayer. That's what I do.
Nate.
There it is.
Nate.
Here we are.
Nate.
Back again.
Nate.
Yeah.
Nate.
Mm-hmm.
Nate.
What?
Chicken butt.
Oh,
do you remember as kids on our dad's computer running Windows 3.11 for work groups?
Whoa.
Don't remember that.
Whoa.
Yeah. We had like. Do you remember?
Do you remember? Talk about?
No, I was gonna say. Do you remember a game called Dark Castle?
Not just from that.
It was like a black and white game. It was like a side-scrolling kind of like puzzle adventure, and it was like you go into a dark castle, right? And it's like, screen after screen of like things to do in this dark castle, and it was way too hard for a kid. Like I could not figure it out. But you would go into a new room, and sometimes there'd be like bats, and you could pick up rocks and you could throw them. The control
familiar.
It was like tank controls to the nth degree. It was like
first person.
No. It was like you were a little man in sort of a side scroll. I don't know. Kind of every screen had its own perspective. But anyway, I just bring it up because I remember there was one screen where there were these little like goblins running around. And you would have to throw rocks at them to knock them out, and they would make a sound like.
I recognize that sound not because of the Jimmy Neutron thing, although it's similar. It's because AVGN reviewed Dark Castle, and he got annoyed.
Oh shit!
About
That's right, he did, and it was an incredible blast from the past. Because yeah.
Did I mention, guys? I've actually been getting into AVGN recently, but specifically, I watched one of his game reviews, but the rest of it was just all his, like, Monster Madness movie compilation reviews. Those have been great.
Those are pretty
Halloween
good, yeah.
times and whatnot.
I
those
used to
are
binge
so
watch
good.
his videos. I should
He
get
is
back
such a
to
fucking,
doing
like,
that.
he like, knows about movies, you guys. He, like, knows about
He, like,
movies
makes
and stuff.
them and everything. It's fucking crazy.
Childhood is thinking AVGN is funny. Adulthood is realizing that it's all about bored James.
No, it's terrible.
No, it's the truth. Board
Also,
James is
I'm
very
looking at his
funny.
review of Dark Castle right now, and this looks vaguely familiar. That's the best I got.
It's like he's taking you back to your past.
Hey, speaking of getting taken back to the past,
It's almost to play shitty games that suck ass.
Yeah.
My mom came to visit, as made famous by the last episode of Shekels for Heckles.
Yeah, I hate you. How
Wait,
could
what?
you?
How did that go?
I could not fucking believe you pulled that shit.
Ben and Team
But it was
were
kind of
streaming on
great.
Shekels for Heckles. So always tune in. You never know what's going to happen on an episode.
It was
of Shekels for
me.
Heckles.
Well, it was Munchie and Hippo, and I jumped in
Yeah.
a little late. For TF2. Yeah.
And I came in to chastise Ben for being late releasing the PCP episode.
Yes.
And I had his mother, our mother, on deck to yell at him for being late.
That's fucking incredible.
Like
It was great.
I couldn't. I did not expect it to actually be her. So like, I was expecting you to have like Michelle do a voice or something But no, I was like, oh my god, it's actually Mom on the PCP.
Hippo, when, like, did you accidentally invite Biter instead of Ben to TF2 that time?
Huh?
Oh no, I was doing it as a meme for like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Like we need Biter on the team. Like he's an integral part.
Oh yeah, He's a machine.
He was just one of the people who was on my friends list. I was just
you have Biter on your
funny.
Steam friends list?
Yeah, from like a long time ago.
Huh.
Hey, well, so the reason I bring up my mom is because there's a topic that I want to bring up related to that. I figure I'd just seize the day on that. Here it is. It's how desperately I want to make my parents proud of me is the topic. I guess making your parents proud or making proud of your boy, I'll make you proud of your boy. That's what I feel like all the time. And I know Munchie and I think talked about this on an episode previously, but just having her around was so nice and so great. And I so desperately want to make my parents proud of me.
This
it's
is
a major motivation in my life.
Alien concept you're talking about to me right now that I can't even relate at all.
Well, that's interesting too. Maybe,
all right, I have thoughts on that.
Maybe because my parents literally dab on your parents, and that just really bums you out.
No, probably. I have I guess I have a similar related motivation. I just want to stick it to my parents.
That's understandable. I feel like those are two sides of the same coin.
It really is. It's just like if it comes from a position of love or brutal hatred, which is where I'm coming from.
I have a lot of gratitude. But Gib, what were you saying?
Well, I was saying I have I know the feeling, but I also have had the bad experience of that where trying to make my parents proud was like a thing that fucked me up in school because I tried really hard but I was really depressed and they didn't understand because I never talked about it. And it was because I was trying so hard to make them happy. And then they said, "But we want you to be happy." And I was like, "Oh, okay." You know, I was severely fucked up in the head, and that has ruined my whole childhood. And I never really talked about it like that. So now, having gone through that, I don't necessarily want to make them unhappy. I don't hate, but I'm more for me than I was.
Yeah,
well, that's very understandable.
I mean, that's what parents want, right? They want their kid to be happy.
Well, they want them to be happy, but I talk about this and I think about this a lot. It's like I want to do the things I want to do in life, but I want to make them feel not worried and content. I don't know what changed. At some point, I just became so focused on wanting my parents to be happy with what I'm doing. And you know what? I say that, but then I call them fairly rarely. They're just it's like a daemon in my mind, my desire to make my parents proud of me.
I mean, is that a societal thing? You said, wouldn't it be fucking sick if I just fit in and I was just one of the guys?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's true.
I feel I don't know, it sort of feels like a Sisyphean task.
I suppose.
You I don't know.
You're never going to be perfect, right?
I
so
always,
you can never maximize this.
I always felt like attempts to do good, and make the parents proud were not generally met with any greater enthusiasm. I don't know than any other time. I always felt like trying hard to do that was sort of pointless.
Well, I think the maximum way, based on everything that mom and dad always said growing up, I think the maximum way to make my parents happy and proud would be to be incredibly successful at something that I love doing.
Yeah.
And being financially secure so that they don't have to worry and, all the... And it's never going to be perfect, of course. So that's why I think it's been a large part of why I'm so economically,
you've done all that, so you're fine.
But I'm not, I don't know, I think about this a lot too. Our whole generation has such low standards for quote-unquote making it. Mine are much higher than I think a lot of other people. Mm-hmm. And so I just think for example, dad's career as a psychologist and stuff is way beyond anything. What YouTuber, I wonder, what tier of YouTuber do you have to be at at the level of earning as stable and good a living as a professional psychologist? I would estimate it's massive.
I would estimate maybe if you're in the tens of millions. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And as a programmer right now, I do so much better financially doing that than YouTube. And I know I'm still a small YouTuber, but it's I don't know. I really want to do all those things that I love doing, but I'm very concerned about doing it in a sustainable way so that they don't have to worry about me. And
I don't know.
Sounds like this is holding you back, dude.
Material success always just seemed like a rigged game to me. You know,
but it's there. I mean, obviously, there's a lower threshold you have to meet.
No one who wins it, no one who wins that game says, "Yeah, I made it, and now I'm happy."
Well,
but
some people do.
It's a security blanket sort of thing, I think.
Yeah.
It's like a safety net more than anything else.
Well, I mean, obviously, having enough that you're not in financial peril is good.
But I mean, like having $1 million in the bank so that you can just go try to be a YouTuber.
I mean,
and just throw it all.
our dad is not. I mean, our dad is not rich, right? Like we're not rich per se, but like I think I've heard that like something like $50,000 or $60,000 a year is like the cutoff point where like happiness does not increase beyond that.
I believe that was 70,000, and that is the peak, and after that it goes down if you go up.
I'm pretty sure our dad makes more than that. Maybe not by that
That's
much.
A safe bet.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he makes more than that, and like you know. I mean, I'm not criticizing the guy for making money, but I don't. But I think that in his case, it holds true that more money does not increase happiness.
You know, okay, Ben, you're totally right. But all of us here today are significantly below that threshold.
Wait, even you?
So I'm just saying that there's room to grow here.
Wait, not you with your real ass job.
I am actually above that threshold at this point.
Obviously,
that is, fair to say.
Obviously.
Well,
I mean, it's
on.
It's a thing of like living well within your means. Like as long as you're happy with less, then you don't need as much money. And I agree that like it seems like people of our generation have lower standards for what would be considered good enough.
My standards are too low.
Because
I'll just come right out and say
I'm glad
my
that
standards
you agree,
are
Ben.
too low.
I'm glad that you admit it.
Yeah,
but like it's not just because like our generation's lazy. It's also like things are
lazy.
more expensive and jobs are harder to find, and like it's not exactly the same.
My criticism isn't about laziness or that the generation is bad. It's that like for whatever reason, like their standards were just made to be lower. That like because everyone wants to be like a starving YouTube artist or something, and obviously not everybody, but like in my circles. Like guys, like really, Ben is the worst of the worst when it comes to this.
Absolutely,
you know.
I'm just. It's a rigged game. Material success is a rigged game. I'm convinced.
I don't disagree. I mean, if you're shooting for like
your money and possessions
level,
aren't going to make you happy when you're about to
I know that my standards are too low, and as a result, I am. I mean, you know,
unmotivated. I don't know.
I'm not unmotivated, but I am. I've kind of. I've sort of let myself be content with enough to get by on, but not enough to like be secure exactly.
Ben's an economical chameleon, able to adapt to whatever situation he finds himself in.
Pretty much.
Damn.
Humans can adapt to anything.
Do you feel this whole thing about wanting to make your parents proud? I mean, obviously to some degree, but I'm just curious what you think.
Oh yeah, like I've been, I used to have like this terrible issue of feeling like I've disappointed my parents because I feel like a lot of sort of
you are just a lowly artist after all, so that's a blow to the old parent ego, I'm sure.
Kind of like
that was a joke, and you guys did not rebut it, so I'm.
No, I mean, we're all creative people here.
Yeah, you guys all know. No, this is terrible.
So we're all like, yeah, no, that's true.
Okay.
I just feel like my parents invested a lot of hope in me, and I kind of disappointed them. At least that's how I felt. I don't feel like that anymore, but it took me a while. Okay. But
I mean, I mean, every parent has no idea what a child is until it's already grown up, and then like,
I have a sister,
especially if you're the
an
first
older one. And I have an older sister too. Yeah.
Maybe your older sister really fucked up. I don't know if this is true or not, and they were hoping that you would be the one to save the day. No, which is what I am for our parents, for sure.
She's doing quite well, actually, but she has like I don't want to get into it because it's personal for her. So, but like she has some trouble.
I should have killed you in the cradle when I had the chance.
You're too late now, motherfucker.
Oh no.
All right, I want to go around the room.
Okay.
How many of your parents were like? Please, child, fulfill my fantasies because I failed.
No.
Our parents were definitely not like that. They were very encouraging, about what we wanted to do.
A lot of my pressure, I feel, was self-inflicted on myself.
Did you have any of that, Gib?
No, because like, if I used to think like, oh shit, I gotta do all the stuff. I gotta be the perfect boy. because I like my parents and I want to make them. I don't want to make them unhappy. But like, if I thought about like their decision to bring me into the world, it wasn't so that I could become, the prime minister or whatever. It was just so that they could have like a nice family, and then as long as I'm a nice son, that's all that really matters. Yeah. So I just treat them right, and that's it.
What about you, Tom?
Yeah, my parents, like, my parents don't really even have dreams that they'd even want to pass on to me. My dad's
a writer, though. That sounds like
he writes. The only reason he even started writing is because I told him to. So I'm going to take credit for that. But no, like, my parents, they're just like, they have a very specific vision of what they want me to be. Like, they just like, please, son, get a real salary job and stop like hobbling around and just like being a piece of shit. And I'm just like, no.
I like being a piece of shit.
So, I love it.
I love being in the gutter. It's so comfortable. The slime, it gives me solace at night.
I have one more thing about why it's a rigged game. Not just material success, but pleasing your parents specifically is a rigged game. Because as the old saying goes, parents will never get it. Right?
I suppose.
Parents,
true.
I mean, how many parents like really know their kids like day-to-day
you know what I think
lives?
About, Ben?
All that parents know, like all that most parents like they have some idea of what their kid does. Like our parents don't really understand what we do, right? Sure. They and I think that's probably true for most people. Like they'll know their kid's job title. They might know one or two things. They'll have loose associations that they make. Oh, my son's a lawyer. Oh, my son's a dentist. Whatever. But they don't know, right? Like all they want.
Well, they wouldn't know. Like if I was like I'm a programmer, they also don't understand what that consists of. You know, in a professional setting.
Yeah, so they can say, oh, my son's a programmer. Oh, my son's a programmer, and that's fine. That probably is. Please, but it's just aesthetic. Like for them on the parent side, it's just an aesthetic thing. It's like, oh, my son's a programmer. Oh, my son's an artist.
Yeah.
It doesn't. They don't experience the reality of it, and I feel like it's a fool's game.
Not always though. Like I have a friend, and her mom is very, very involved in her activities and stuff, and she always knows what's up. So
sounds
horrifying. That's not me.
Well, I think it's not so much like literal, like they don't get it. It's that. Like, for them, being a parent is an entirely different lifestyle that they've known, so everything they're doing is like they're full of stress. They're like, oh shit, my life is completely different now, I've got to try and adapt to it. Like, by the time they're grandparents, then they get you. Like, grandparents and grandchildren. Like,
well, my grandma still can't wrap her head around the concept of computer.
it's not like the literal, like, what the kids are doing, but the fact that, like, how to raise a kid. Yeah. Like the fact that it's new and it's different and it's challenging and it's all this stuff, and it's like a grandparent would get it a bit better because they're not in that, like, they've done it already. They can see it happening again. They're like, I got this.
I think the difference there is that, like, a parent has the job of making their kid as good as they can be. A grandparent has almost zero responsibility, so they can just chill and connect with the kid.
It's why grandparents and uncles and aunts are like more fun a lot of the time.
Absolutely, they don't have to be the disciplinarian or anything. But I was going to say about to Ben's point, I kind of do agree with the whole. Parents will never get a thing to a pretty large degree.
That's not even just like an edgy teen thing. I just think like unless you're one of those kids who's like super close. Oh, I'm best friends with my mom. I'm making a jerking off gesture right now.
Good. Thank you. I was listening to Joe Rogan's podcast. He had Billy Corrigan on, who is the main guy from Smashing Pumpkins. And, like, Smashing Pumpkins is, like, a huge, world-renowned band, super famous, whatever. Yeah. Point is, like, Billy Corgan was talking about how, like, he had I believe he said it was his grandpa. And, like, in his family, they got that he was, like, a big deal. But his grandpa, even when he was, like, a platinum-selling, like, huge deal, didn't give a shit until, like... Until, like...
Was he on Oprah or something?
No. None of that stuff made any difference to this guy. But it was when he found out how much money that his son was making. Yeah. That's when he was like, well, now I get it. Now I understand people care about this. And that's what I'm saying, Ben. The parents won't care. They'll never understand exactly what you do, as nobody can really understand what's going on in your job, pretty much, unless they're in the same exact field. But they'll understand if you have that dollars in the bank, my dude. That's what they'll understand.
That's the universal.
That's how my parents work, because they wanted to take it from me. As soon as they found out I was making money, they immediately started charging me to stay in their house.
despite
Well,
my earlier
Charging you rent. What villains?
arguments.
Am I right?
I don't mind paying rent
now, guys.
No, I don't
Now
mind
is
paying
the time.
rent. The thing was that it was as soon as they found out that I had money, it's like, oh, we can't let you keep this now. We will
Well,
take
isn't it more like the fact
were
that you
letting you
can
stay
pay
for
means
free
that you should?
before.
No.
You know?
You gotta understand the full context. The full context
Okay.
was I was working a job.
Yes.
Then I got laid off.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got on Patreon.
Mm.
And then they were like, oh, now that you're making money online, we need to charge you rent. But if you go get a real
That
job
is
again,
strange.
you can stay
Yes.
for free.
That is a little bit
That is
iffy,
rude.
my dude.
Fuck your dreams, go be a slave, was pretty much the message I got from that point.
Okay, guys, though.
Yeah, sure.
Earlier, I did sort of protest against Ben's argument, but like I do agree with him to an extent, like a big extent. The one I mentioned was mostly an exception because, from my experiences, Ben is quite right. At least in my experience, like
I think that
my
people
parents,
that are
my
close
whole
with their
family,
parents are kind of creepy, personally.
Yeah, yeah.
I love our parents.
my whole,
a ton,
my
and
whole
I was so
family
happy to
has
see
no
Mom, but
idea
I
what I'm
wouldn't call
doing
myself
online.
Sorry, I was just saying that like I love my mom. I love having her around, but like
Yeah.
I love to see her once. Not it's not even that I don't like to see her. It's that we don't have a ton in common actually.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know. We've got like our whole lives. I mean, so that's fair. We can talk about any of that shit. But it's like I think all the time about just like working and editing and being online and doing this stuff and my job and stuff. And
Yeah. You think
she's
she
not
wants
in
to hear
that
about
world,
that?
so
No. Yeah.
It's
I
different.
think there should always be like a healthy awkwardness when it comes to parent-child.
Yeah.
Because like with your siblings, like you are the same. Like you get it. You know you're basically the same age. You would understand each other a little. You should always know your siblings better than your parents. Like if your parent comes in and sees you watching a YouTube video that's kind of weird. Like you should be a little
like
awkward.
ASMR slime goop extravaganza.
It should be awkward because if it's not awkward, then either your parent is too
As I hastily put my
interested in
dick
you,
away,
or like
gotcha.
you are doing like the too much of a normie thing.
My
and
sister
you're just
does
going
not
to be a
understand
clone.
me like at all. Like the difference between me and my sister is
she's
just too
significantly older than you, right? Isn't
like
she like
6 years, I think. But she's she's such a normie. Like like a month ago or so. It's
Screen
like,
cat. That should be a buzz sound of Mage going, "She's such a normie." I want that on a
your
button I
sister
can
sounds
push.
like exactly the kind of person who would get HelloFresh, like that coward munchie.
what?
The white picket fence, 2.5 kids ass motherfucker.
There was a great voicemail about HelloFresh. I can't wait to get to.
She does have a house and she does have a child and she's gonna maybe get a second one.
My sister turned into
fair
a
enough.
normie, and it's been this slow decline that's just depressing me to no end.
Let me tell you a quick story about my sister. Kind of made me sad. Like a month ago or so, she was like, "Hey, I was talking to my boss about you, and like I have nothing to say about you because I don't know what you're doing. Could you like send me some of your drawings so I could show it to her?" And I was like, "Well, okay, that was weird, but why are you talking to your boss with me about me?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I sent a few pictures, a few drawings to her, and then she was like, "Oh, all of them except for this one are ugly."
Wow.
And she's
honest.
she's been like this for like forever. Like the last time I showed her a drawing was back in my pony days, and I showed her a drawing of a pony, and she was like, "Is that a flower?" And I'm like, "I'm never showing you anything ever again." And then I made the mistake of showing her stuff.
We need to get a picture of Mage's sister, put it on that meme of the guy, and just be like, have your drawing like, is this a flower?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what we
good.
need. Clearly, no observational skills whatsoever.
Hey, I've got an extension of this topic slightly, which is just ties into a couple things that just happened to me earlier today. Which was another way I want to make my parents proud and to like be a real man. This is definitely more of a socially influenced thing. Is I want to be able to like fix things and repair things and be a man in that kind of way. And I'll so I was using Michelle's electric skateboard and stuff,
and
I've been using it a ton and having a great time. But a week ago, it broke and it wasn't fucking working, and it was expensive. So I was very upset, and I thought that I had broken her thing through excessive use. And this was very sad to me. But like a man, I took it apart. I found the problem. It was that one of the rubber bands had worn, one of the rubber like treads had worn out from excessive use, excessive hardcore grinding and rail riding. So I ordered the part, got here yesterday, replaced it myself, was out there killing it, and having a great time and being a hero, and I love fixing things. Also, side note, I fell for the first time off the skateboard and got a big old fucking raspberry on my fucking arm, and I will post it for you now in chat so you can all enjoy.
I don't know if I want to see
my wound.
I'm not sure they used raspberry in the...
I don't think that is what it's raspberry.
Raspberries are like...
Raspberry is what Will Ferrell said in Anchorman when Jack Black fell off his motorcycle and had a bunch of scars and shit.
No, you blow a raspberry. You don't get a raspberry from...
You mean an Indian burn?
He said raspberry in Anchorman, goddammit, and it was a
colloquialism.
He's
Will Ferrell. He's not even human.
Well, the point is, Agreed. I love fixing things and repairing things, and it was great. Yeah, and I'm better than all of you because I did this.
When you feel good about fixing shit, it's like, yeah, it was broken, but through my power, it is no longer that.
Protection, Nate.
Well, I actually...
You could have stopped this.
As a matter of fact, Mage, I actually was wearing my hoodie. I got this through the sleeve of my hoodie, so if I wasn't wearing it, I could only imagine how fucked up it would have been.
Yeah,
it's pretty rough. I hit a patch of wet grass on a blacktop and just went, whoa, plop. It was sick. It was pretty dope. I've gotten my first fall, and I feel good about it. It's out of the way. I'm going to be shredding your neighborhood soon, listener, so keep an eye out for me. Spot me in your hometown. I'm doing a cross-country tour. I'm going to fall on your lawn and sue you. Okay, that's all I had to say. Do you guys enjoy building things? Tom, you build computers? I bet you can relate to this.
It's a good feeling. I've been, like, building more computers than ever because, like, we're turning DigiHouse into a Cyberpunk 2077 technocratic future state.
Dope.
There are computers everywhere. It's insane. Ordering parts all the time, building things, fixing things, getting pissed off when things should work.
Is this all part of going full games? Is that...
A part of it, yeah. Some of it is just like I just had a bunch of shit lying around, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I guess I'm going to sell it. And Digi's like, no, just bring it over here. And I'm like, okay. So now there's like a computer in every room in the house for no reason. And and I'm building one for May that I had just sitting around. I'm going to upgrade that and make that cool because like they broke their laptop like 3 times in a row and it was funny. Okay. Like, the screen just falls out now and it's insane. Yeah, so I've just become the IT for I Am Game. That's my job description. It's real.
Oh, good.
And that's what I do. And
fantastic.
I can dovetail into a new topic from here. Is that
okay? Yeah, go for it.
In terms of technology and just in general, we've been having so much technical difficulties with trying to get I Am Games to work because every time we switch to a different game, we got to change the entire setup, got to unplug everything and plug everything back in, and then there's always something that breaks or doesn't work. And even in like my personal work, working on the game and trying to just like make computer shit work. Like Digi's motherboard didn't work for some reason, so we had to send that back. Shit. And then like for some reason, like my stream capture software on my big 12-core processor can't record more than 20 FPS unless I disable Windows Aero. And like there's a bunch of bullshit that just constantly happens. And I don't like someone. I ordered a new CPU for May's computer, and I have to send that back because even though it's like the right kind, it just doesn't fit in the slot. Even though there's no reason it shouldn't be. So I just want to get like a T-shirt that just says it should be working, but it's not because that's my entire life.
These are the kind of things that make me want to kill myself and not put up with life anymore.
Maybe the T-shirt should have a computer with a little speech bubble that says, "I'm supposed to be working right now."
Ooh! Oh my God! I Am Games. Oh, and on the back there's a big I Am Games X PCP thing or something. It's like a crossover. Damn. That's good.
I could make that immediately. I did just make a brand new shirt for I Am Games yesterday, and it was
the PCP
great.
will take a cool 98% of the profits from that.
Well, I'm in both ventures, so I double dip on the price.
That's true.
Damn, just saw this elbow. It looks painful.
Yeah, it hurts a lot right now. As a matter of fact,
I can see the skin just scraped right off, like with its ice cream scoop.
Don't describe it.
With a tiny little ice cream scoop, just.
I feel your description is worse than the image itself. Stop that.
That's true.
The image, it does just look like a raspberry.
See?
Yeah.
It's even got the kind of like bumps on it the way a raspberry
Will Ferrell is such a wordsmith.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
he's created a new phrase that did not exist before.
I'm angry with it because I swear, like blowing a raspberry is like
Yeah.
going like
It does
like
not
that.
leave a mark. It's just
Yeah.
like
Mage, you're absolutely right. That
This
is
is a
what
new-
raspberry
this is
means,
a
but I think
new
he was being
neologism.
playful with language, and you know.
Yeah.
Raspberries can be many
It's called
things.
it's called
sometimes food.
creativity. Try it out sometime.
oh.
Yeah, maybe send that to your sister when she asks what you do as a job.
Stop
Yeah.
drawing
Try that
flowers, Mage. Get more creative.
Speaking of physical maladies,
Yeah,
so
I'm
last,
dying.
last week I was talking about how I could feel a cough coming on.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah, we're all well aware
my,
at this point.
My throat hurt pretty bad for a while, but that went away, and I thought I was over it. But then I've just had what a doctor might describe as a productive cough forever
Yes.
since
Is
then.
this a keto-induced illness or
No, I don't think so.
Absolutely.
No, this happened after I went to I Am Games. I'm pretty sure that I Am Games made me sick. It had to be.
Okay, so it's a
I
video
mean,
game's fault
we
yet
are
again.
just in
Yeah,
Blame it on the
games
game.
made me
Typical
sick.
Ben. Yeah.
And now I'm like, now I'll like start breathing, and my breath will be all like,
Oh yeah.
it'll all be all crunchy in my lungs because it's all
Mega
full
Man
of goo.
11 literally gives you cancer confirmed.
Do you guys
Ooh.
feel when you feel like that, afraid to go to sleep because you're afraid that you'll die in your sleep and your body just won't be
alright.
able to breathe?
Yes, but
I feel
not
that all the time.
well,
I
not
have
about
that-
this,
When that happens.
not about a
Nate-
cough, but about things like a fever or something. Yeah,
like an asthma kind
Okay.
of thing. I've always suspected I have asthma,
It's
but I've
not
never checked
for
it
me.
out.
It's not even when I go to sleep. It's just all day, every day. Like even right now, I'm like, what if I just die?
I'm afraid the switch is just going to get flipped. You know.
Dude, oh yeah, I used to be really paranoid. I think I'm a little less so nowadays. But yeah, there was a time when I was like, what if I just die? What if I just drop dead for no reason? What if my heart just stops?
One
Guys,
could
guys,
choose
guys,
to fixate
guys.
their whole life on that, but yeah, Mage, what
Yeah.
are you saying?
Like I sort of get what you're saying, but like I don't fear death because like shit, fam. Like when you're gonna be dead, you're not gonna care that you're dead.
Yeah, no,
Shit,
no,
you're right.
no, yeah. I mean, yeah, when I'm dead, I won't care, but the me that is alive now
Right.
cares
Yeah.
that I will
Death-
be dead
death
then,
is a
and is
concern
upset by
for the
that
living.
prospect.
For sure.
But like if you're not gonna notice that you're dead,
No, but I notice now.
Alright,
Now, I'm afraid of it.
But you're
I
alive.
understand the
Stop.
feeling of
I get what you're
feeling
saying,
like,
but I don't agree.
of feeling because like my
it is an
room,
irrational thing.
my room has like a lot of dust in it, and it has had a lot of dust ever since we like refurbished the room underneath it, and like the floor was all torn up and put back down. I need to re-go over it because there's dust, there's like bits in the wall that are sort of cracking, and I know that every time I go to bed, I think there's just dust in the air. There's dust all over the place, and sometimes when I go to bed, I'm breathing it in, and I can feel it going down my throat, and I'm like, all right, I know in the morning I'm gonna be smoker's cough, like I'll be fine later, but like it's happened too many times, and I haven't done anything about it. And it's sort of like, I feel like this room that I'm in has given me like an eternal cold that is not debilitating, but like, it's just like, I'm sort of stuffed up at all times with like dryness, but like,
terrible.
it's never really, it can't, like, I don't remember what it feels like to not be stuffed up. And that
Oh
is-
my god!
and it's the
that's
sort
terrible.
of thing where it happens for so long that I'm not even really sure whether it's happening or not. Maybe I'm just like losing my sense of smell normally, and
This is why we need transhumanism. I'm so.
I mean,
in
that's
favor
true. We need
of it.
well, okay. So
okay.
first of all, somebody please draw a picture of Gib, eyes wide open, bloodshot, staring up at the clouds of dust hanging over him as he tries to sleep.
it's not a
fearing
lot of
death.
dust, but
I
like
can
over
see
the
this
course of like
perfectly in my
months and
mind.
months, like I haven't even put a I don't know, a water in here. I don't know what you're supposed to do about dust. Like
I
a
don't
lack
know.
of dust, you just
You
put
gotta get a
dust in
duster.
there.
You gotta dust.
Yeah,
You
you gotta
the right
remove the
thing to
dust.
do. I mean, okay.
The right thing to
is the
do
right
is
thing
to
do,
like to rip down the walls and then re-plaster them because the plaster.
Yeah, I was
is the
gonna
problem.
say if more is coming from the walls, I don't know what's to be done about that. I board
Gotta
them
move.
up, maybe plaster over.
Go to a
cracks?
different room.
I guess.
I mean, yeah, it's not like every night is terrible, but like occasionally it'll be like, oh yeah, fuck. I think it's like it adds to a cold. Like it's cold.
Sure,
like I
sure.
might have a cold now, but like it's made
It's
it so that
definitely
the
not
line
healthy.
has the line has blurred between having a cold and not having a cold. Like I sort of like
Oh, no.
suddenly I'm sneezing. I'm like, oh wait, am I sneezing or do I have a cough or no? And actually, I'm fine. Like sometimes I just don't know. and I think I'm dead. I think
no
I'm
one should
a
live
zombie.
in that kind of in-between world. The Twilight Zone.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to be
just-
constantly not sure and kind of definitely sure that I'm sick.
I just remembered something that kind of relates to this topic of death and sleep and stuff. Back in my Lithuanian home and in this room that I usually stay in, the layout has changed over years, every now and then. And like there used to be like the where the bed is now, it used to be on the opposite side, and there's a shelf like where it used to be. Okay, there used to be a shelf on the side where the bed is right now. And the thing is, back when the bed was on the other side, one night the shelf just kind of fell. And it was the big crash in the middle of the night as well. And it spooked me really, really bad. And that was back when I was living there. But now, whenever I go over during the summer, I have to sleep under the same shelf that fell at night.
Oh no!
That's a real. What's that sword? Oedipus.
Damocles. The sword of
Damocles.
Damocles.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the
Damocles.
shelf has been removed this year, so I actually managed to sleep peacefully.
Oh man,
That's nice. I mean, who the fuck would want to sleep under that? I'd be freaking out the whole time.
Oh, I thought you said like you had to, as in like I just want to feel that rush, like at any moment.
I mean,
All night.
I can't sleep without that adrenaline.
I have the same paranoia whenever I have to sleep. Whenever I have to sleep on a bunk bed, I'm always like, if I'm on the bottom bunk, like the top one's gonna fall on me.
yeah.
I'm fucking dead.
To be quite
Can't do it,
fair,
man.
like I'm not that scared of dying myself. I just feel like it would be an inconvenience because I want stuff. Like I want to do some stuff in my life, and I haven't done it yet. I was like, well, I don't want to.
That's
die
where a
just
lot of the
yet.
fear for me comes from. It's just that like if there's so much not on the table yet, there's so much I still have to do.
I just be annoyed if there's some sort of afterlife. I just be annoyed. Just like, well, I wanted to do this thing and now I can't. Gosh darn.
You know,
It's
I know
it's
talked
weird
about this before.
with like bucket lists and stuff because I
Yeah.
never felt like I remember like as a young child like, oh shit, a bucket list is things you have to do before you die, and like every cartoon has that episode where the character thinks they're gonna die and they do everything on their bucket list, and I'm like, I should write my own, and then it's just never actually appealed to me to have a list of things I need to do because I don't know. I just don't care, I guess.
There's some things I don't know.
I guess I take things as they come.
That's fair. Now that I've like been to Hawaii, like I feel like that would be something that I would have put on, except I've already done it. But like I'm sure, like it's made me think about like other things I'd like to do because travel. Munchie is right, guys. Travel is so great. It's so worth doing to go to amazing places and
I hate
just
travel.
Well, fair. You do it more than most of us, I think, but so you're probably more sick of it.
Well,
I do it pretty rarely.
She does it like twice a year. She goes from one place to another. That's not an
You
outrageous.
travel out of
Yeah.
obligation,
though.
though.
I guess so.
I
different.
don't like traveling from country to country. I guess through the
You
the
think
whole
it's hard
point
going
thing.
from country to country over there? In Europe, it's way easier. Like getting out of America is so much harder.
Although once Britain's out of the EU, that might be a little more.
That's never gonna
I'm thinking of
happen.
doing like an
But, like-
EU like a mega trip just so that I can see all of it
Yeah.
before I'm locked out and forever
That's a great
like,
idea.
chained.
You
the
really
UK.
should do that. I like that a lot.
I
Where
don't
do you wanna
care
go? What's
how
your
much
top
hard
one
it
place
is.
to
I
go
just
in the
don't
EU
like the traveling aspect. It was like so many people, so many stupid inconveniences, and waiting in lines. I
Sure.
hate waiting in lines with a lot of people. I hate it. I hate public places.
Wait, hang on. I want to answer this question.
I like
Gib,
hanging
if
out
you
in
had to
like
go one
train
place in
stations
EU,
and
what's your
stuff.
number one place you want to go?
If I had to go one place, I would like to go to
Auschwitz,
Hamburg.
please. One ticket to Auschwitz.
I mean, I'd visit. I'd visit.
Yeah.
But I want to go
I'd
to
do a
Hamburg
reenactment.
because I haven't been to
I'd go
Germany
there and press
properly.
F.
I'm sorry, Gib. I was laughing at the meme. What'd you say?
I'd go to Hamburg
Okay.
because
Go to
I've never
Hamburger?
really been to Germany properly. Like I stayed there a little bit for an animation thing, but like it's a country that is cool and it's also not incredibly hot, so that I won't die.
Maybe as a true Brit, you should go to, I forget the town where the European Union is based in Germany, but you should consider blowing it up.
Brussels.
Like, like, who's that guy? Guy Fawkes? Pull a Guy Fawkes on the EU and be a real...
Best guy ever, Fawkes. No, best guy Fawkes. Damn it.
Best guy
Best
Fox
Guy
ever.
Fawkes ever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sick,
that's
sick.
good.
Hey, but what
Hang
you
on,
need to do is you need to go to all the places you want to go in the EU. You need to make a vlog series about it called E-Eulogy because it's dying.
Oh,
Not bad. Not
pretty
bad.
good.
Make it happen.
I hear that cat made.
Yeah,
or,
no, that's not mine.
That?
It's Hippo's.
That's my cat. My cat's wanting to get out of it.
Luna, get out of here.
Oh no, now you're having the same problems I used to.
I can't. If I stand up, I have to take my headphones off, and I can't hear anything.
Hey,
now you know my
short
pain,
story.
Hippo. Now you know my pain.
I feel like I've talked a lot this episode. I don't want to dominate, but I do have a very funny short story that I thought I'd bring up. The thing is, I don't know if I've told it before. Have I told a story about me, my dad, and a roller coaster game in the past? Have I told this story?
A roller coaster
Not that
game.
I remember.
Okay, forgive me if I've told it before, but I'm going to tell it again. I was thinking about this. I was telling this to Michelle, and I just realized what a great story this is. So one day, me and this is the story of one of the worst things I've ever done in my life. Is what it is. I think about this memory haunted by the ghosts of what I did in this story to my dad, and so this is what it is. So I was probably around between 12 and 15, probably something around there. And me and my dad, it was just totally normal. We were at like some kind of store, like a what's it called, like Building 19 or something, or like some.
Oh, dude, I love Building 19.
Yeah, I think it was a store like that, kind of just
Suffer
like a miscellaneous
save
junk
a lot.
store.
Yeah,
they're cool. And like as we just went to buy some stuff. My dad needed cabling or tubes or something or whatever, and we're leaving. And as we're leaving, I spy on the side of the aisle. There's like a game there. And it's a roller coaster game for the PC. And it's not Roller Coaster Tycoon. It's something like Roller Coaster Builder Simulator 2000 or something. Some like nondescript, totally unaffiliated with any big thing, roller coaster building game. It's like an engineering sort of thing. And I see this game. And for some unexplained reason, I'm filled with lust for this game. Just immoral, passionate, massive lust to play this roller coaster game as a young man can be sometimes.
Yeah.
And so I say, Dad, you need to buy me this game. And he's like, well, okay. By the way, this game it was like $10 to $15. I'm gonna say 15 or something. And I'm like, I don't have any money on me, and I'm just like, I didn't have much at the time anyway. Dad, buy me this game. He's like, oh. And my dad never buys me stuff. Or not. It's not that he's mean. He's just, like, why would he? But in this one situation, I'm like, Dad, buy me this game. I need it. I need this game.
Dad's pretty frugal. Yeah.
Yeah. And my dad, he's just baffled. Understandably, he's like, Nate, why do you want this? You really this is the thing you want so bad. And I'm just saying, yes, I want it so bad. I'm going to play it forever. I say to my dad. Meanwhile, in my mind, I know I don't even want this game that bad. I don't even really give a shit. I just want this game.
Why
I don't know.
Did you do this?
I'm being so two-faced in what I'm saying to my dad. I'm manipulating him intentionally, pretending I have these strong emotions because I just kind of want to play this game a little bit.
Who
and so
wins in this situation?
What was that, Ben?
Satan,
What?
our Lord and Master.
Wins? Who wins in this scenario?
No one wins because I beg and plead, convince him to buy this game, and he really thinks he's doing something real nice for me. And it was a touching moment for him. For me, it was a purely evil moment. And so we get home. We install the game on the computer.
Mean.
I play it one time for like an hour, and I get super bored and don't give a shit, and I never play it again. Yeah. I just manipulated my dad into spending $15 he didn't need to spend, and it was the most evil I've felt about pretty much anything in my life. Years later, this was like a year ago or something, I remember that this happened, and I throw myself at my dad's feet. He didn't know any of this. He just thought he'd done something nice for me. But I'm just like, Dad, I need to confess something to you. I did a bad thing, and I tell him this whole story. And he's just like, oh, I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I've never thought about it.
Yeah, nobody gives
even
a
once.
shit.
And so just, I believe it was just yesterday, I tell this whole story to my mom who's visiting, and she just looks at me, Michelle's there, and my mom looks at me, just like, God, you're boring. That's what she says to me. So my question for the group is, do you like roller coasters?
Wait, what?
No, nothing. Do you like roller coasters?
No, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the story.
We get the expert Devu on the show.
We do, yeah. It would have been good to have him here. Yeah, I just get consumed by these tiny immoral things I've done in the past.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about. You think you do a thing, you think your parents will feel such and such a way, and they just don't. Like there's been so many times like I've thought parents would be mad and they didn't give a shit. So many times I thought they'd be pleased and they didn't give a shit. In fact, almost all the time they just didn't give a shit. I'm starting to see a pattern here.
They've given up. They've let the ship sail.
To be fair though, I didn't really think that my dad would care that much. I just thought that this is just something that really bothers me that I did.
I think it's a good example of like doing anything for your parents' sake, doing anything to make them proud. It's like it's a fool's game. It's a Sisyphean task. You will never get that boulder up the hill. In fact, seriously, factoring anyone else's feelings into any of your decisions at any time is a fool's errand and is a mistake and will result in greater suffering for the world.
Yeah, it's going too far. It's not. You need to. You need to just eliminate.
Put yourself first.
You have to put yourself first in any and all things.
You know, Ben.
It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense to do otherwise.
I think I know why that is.
For anyone,
it's because they made you, and then they were tasked with like making sure you didn't die for like 10 years. And then they had to like deal with you being a teenager. And
10.
They're like, all right, well, it's
18, 20, whatever.
Yeah, once you hit 10, they give you a Pokemon and they shove you out the front door and they say don't come back.
But, they do all that stuff, and then by the time you're an adult, they're like, I'm done with you.
Yeah, they're done.
You're
they're
boring to me.
It's time to cash the chips in at that point.
It's time for you to go away and then put me in a home at some point.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. Though, Ben, your point there reminds me, I didn't really understand, what you're saying reminds me of objectivism as explained by Rucka Rucka Ali in the podcast I did with him about objectivism, which I'm sure one could learn more about. But it was that I didn't fully agree with him on this, or that I subscribe to this belief, but it was that there's kind of an inherent, almost spiritual value in pursuing one's own goals as opposed to worrying about society. So maybe you're a little bit of an objectivist in that way.
I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think everyone else is an object.
Damn.
I really feel like when you put you can factor others' desires into your decisions as data points for you to make an informed decision. But when you put other people's needs above your own, you're a little cuck. It never works.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. It just doesn't work. I just find that even if the goal is to we'll get this person what they want, I just don't ever feel like they actually are happy to receive the thing that you think they want. It's like people don't know what they want.
Well,
I pretty much totally agree with that point.
I think what Nate's going to say is that you would do things to make people happy so that they would then do things for you. It's
or just that it makes you happy that they're happy.
It would all come down to self-serving things. But if you don't feel like your parents give a shit, then that isn't going to make you happy.
It's kind of like that expression "happy wife, happy life," which is just if you're married, make your wife happy. It'll make your life easy because you want to just. I reckon the only metric I have, the only way I interface with the universe at all is my own level of happiness, and I'm just aware that if I make the world around me happy and better, it'll be better for me too. So that's
Yeah, obviously. I mean, that's what I mean. I
think we agree on this pretty much.
Take those things into account, but you always got to put yourself first.
I totally agree.
Okay, all right. Then there's no need to argue any further.
Well, all right. I feel like I got 3 topics in this time. So who's got something to bring?
I have something to talk about. It's the fact that I'm dead. Hippocrit's dead, and he's been killed, and he's never making video game reviews ever again.
On the ground.
What canonically? What's Hippocrit doing right now? What's the hippo up to?
He's mad that I quit the show, and he's writing his own reviews, but they will never be published because I deactivated his account. And I banned him from using the computer.
That's literally the worst thing I've ever heard.
He has to ask me to use the computer, and I was like, no, I'll change the password.
How are you such a monster?
You've just made yourself the villain of this tale.
I'm definitely the Maddox in the breakup of me and Hippo.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's talk about it. So specifically, what you've decided to do, as I understand it, is the game reviews specifically, you don't feel are working out the way you wanted them to, so you want to direct your energies elsewhere, right?
I mean, I framed it like that because it was on that channel, but what it really is like the idea of like making a career on YouTube has always been the thing that it's you know, the most stressful and the most difficult thing. And YouTube used to be about just having fun and putting stuff on the internet to make people laugh. Once money came into it, money sort of, you know, owns your mind, and then everything that isn't making money is like, oh, that's a waste of time. I didn't make money off of that. When before, it wouldn't have mattered so much. So, like, what I've done is that it's not just I'm stopping game reviews, is that I'm stopping YouTube being my career as an end goal. Like, if I ever make YouTube videos again, they would not be for the purposes of building, you know, any sort of YouTube presence up. And if it does happen, it happens accidentally. What
about, you talked about still doing, I think, animations. Would those be posted to YouTube in some capacity?
Yeah, because it's just an easy way to put things on the internet.
Okay, but like
YouTube is a very handy platform, but like as a career opportunity, like that's gone. Like I'm never going to think of it as a career thing ever again, because it's just not worth it. Even if it gets better, it's never going to be perfect, or never going to be good enough, I think.
You know, this is very interesting to have somebody, one of us, adopt this opinion. Because the thing is, I think it's a completely reasonable and just grounded thing to recognize. If you're just not obtaining the success or wealth or whatever, like at a certain point, you got to be like I mean, look at me. I decided a long time ago that I wasn't doing well enough on YouTube to just do it. So I will, like, hopefully one day I'll be able to, and I'm working towards it. But like, yeah.
I'm on the fence of wanting. I don't actually want to have YouTube as my career, but I like uploading stuff on YouTube. And if it makes me a little bit of money for like once every 5 months, I don't mind.
Yeah,
well, that's fine. That's
fine.
Like, as long as you
I think
can afford
it's really just like I used to enjoy the video game review things because I watched AVGN and I just wanted to do that. And then I learned over time that YouTube can be a career, and like JonTron was making money, and I was hearing about that on Game Grumps, and I was learning about how Let's Plays make so much money. And then once that's in your brain, every time a new fad comes in, or like a new billionaire YouTuber, or like a Vine star like makes so much money, you're thinking, oh, if only I was doing that, which is kind of easy. Like, you know, I just need to be doing that, and I can get so much money. And it sort of muddies your intentions. Like, the only reason I got on the platform was not to make money. It was to make stuff that I liked. And the two of them became intertwined, and like video game reviews became synonymous with money. And because they weren't making money, they became depressing.
I know what you mean.
That is how it works, dude. No, for sure. It's a shitty fucking feeling. Like
there's there's like an area where, like, okay, if you're not making enough money to even have it be like anything, then you probably like work a job, or like you do whatever else you need to make money, and then you do the YouTube like as for fun, and that has however successful it is. And I feel a lot of people can do really well like in that space. Then there's the tier of like struggling to make it, where you like try to make it a thing, and that's kind of where I'm at, where I'm like trying to get ahead, trying to, you know, push ahead and make enough money so it can be your thing. But there's going to be tension there and temptation about like selling out to make more money so you're making it. And then there's that, and then eventually you can get past that like wave crest or whatever, and you're in the land of you just make enough money up top where you kind of have another freedom that you obtain, and you can kind of do whatever you want. But even when you're there, you have the constant fear that you'll lose the success.
There's no security on YouTube. Like, it can be gone at any moment. Like, and the people can turn on you. The algorithm can change. You can't build up a safety net on YouTube. It's like every day
system.
You're one bad word away from being dead.
I mean, it's getting more like that all the time. And I feel like this 3-tier, it's kind of like not really a class system, because it's not like a hierarchy. It's just like, I feel like somebody who comes to mind is like Mr. Medicare is a guy who like has a full-time job, is a popular YouTuber, or, you know, internet aristocrat as he used to be known. Like, he is in that first camp, in that he doesn't depend on it to like make a living and stuff. At least I don't think so.
He's deleted his accounts and like slashed and burned and like
just
erased
because
himself.
They get too big.
Yeah, because he wants that freedom. So, like, that you can feel about him however you want, but like, it's interesting to note how, because he's never depended on it, there's a sense of authenticity about his work. I mean, he just doesn't give a shit about whatever he does.
His whole platform is like to point out how absurdist this entire like thing is.
Yeah. And then like, I mean, that's absolutely true. And then when you move up, then there's other people, and like, it's sort of like you can feel the authenticity kind of dissipate as it be like when money comes into it and like like, hey man, I've got like a wife and kids, I'm a YouTuber, I have to feed them, I'll do whatever it takes to get enough money to like feed my family this month or whatever. You get guys like, not to shit on the guy, or I mean, he didn't do very good things, but like Mundane Matt, for example,
that's exactly the first person I thought of.
Oh yeah,
he kind of like he's a full-time YouTuber. He got some success. He has a wife and a kid, and he got into this thing. And I mean, whatever. His whole thing about claiming people's videos, and whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is, you could feel kind of him tailoring himself and designing himself to be able to survive on YouTube. And don't get me wrong, I'm like this too with like Weago and shit. So I'm definitely in this camp as well to a degree. And then
That's
like I don't
really
know,
the
guys like
problem
James
with
Rolfe are just like they've
platforms.
made it and they're in the clear basically.
Yeah, I mean,
Kind of
what
seems
like
at least.
the thing is, like, you have to get to the point where your brand self-perpetuates itself.
True.
Like, you're no
True.
longer dependent on YouTube's mechanisms. Like, when you're in
Yeah.
that like second rung, you have to play the game because you have to build up
Yeah.
momentum when you no longer have to.
I mean, if I'll give an example, and I don't mean to shit on the guy, but Psy is like that. Like, he succeeded by the YouTube algorithm, but it didn't. He didn't have like a dedicated audience that was like.
I'm sure he'd agree with that. Yeah.
Willing to. I mean, to a certain extent, he did, but like not to the extent that you would think. Like you know, a lot of his videos went really viral and stuff, and probably made a decent amount of ad rev. But then, like when he tried to transition into other things, it just didn't carry over for whatever reason.
Yeah,
because he succeeded on the algorithm, right? It was the force of the algorithm.
That's true.
For him, it was like if YouTube dissipated, then it all went up in smoke.
And it's such like it's such a double-edged sword succeeding on the algorithm because you don't even really have any control over it. You can't because nobody knows what it actually is. Like, we can make assumptions, but like if you get into the algorithm, you can't pinpoint how you got there, and you can't continue that wave. It just kind of starts and stops, and then you're just like, okay, shit.
I was watching
you just have to trial and error it.
Yeah, I mean that's true. And I guys like MatPat, early pioneers and stuff. And I can't remember who made this, but like somebody made a video recently about how like PewDiePie would never have gotten to the place he's at if he started today, just like making the content he does.
Yeah.
He's, riding a wave, basically.
It's really fucking weird.
Amp Lemon, I think.
That's exactly right. It was Amp Lemon. And by the way, I think I need to finish. That was pretty interesting. None of this to say that I'm at all happy that like Hippocrit videos have like gone away. Obviously, I think I'm probably one of the biggest fans of the Hippocrit stuff. But yeah, I mean, you know, like I'm also a big believer in facing reality and making important decisions that are tough when you feel that way. And like I sure hope that things change and you come back and make more great videos. But
yeah, I mean, I hope I feel like the like sincere drive to make a game review again that's funny. Like it was just inspired by stuff I was looking at that I admired AVGN. It's really funny game review stuff, and so I just wanted to create based on that. And like the money forces it to become like a repetitive cycle.
It's true.
And
it's true.
I feel like if I have enough time away, I might feel a hankering for like actually doing it again. But for the foreseeable future, I probably won't. Like, it's
This reminds me.
It's just sort of gone.
This reminds me of something really interesting I've been watching for the last couple of days. Like, I don't know if anybody here knows Gary Vaynerchuk.
Don't think so.
Sounds familiar.
He's like a guy on YouTube. He's like a YouTube personality, but he also runs like a $150 million business called VaynerMedia, which is like a consulting business stuff. He's like a business guy. He's an entrepreneur, and that's like his channel's all about entrepreneurship and stuff. And like it reminds me that like you have to love the game to be able to do this, because like he just started a new series on his YouTube channel called Trash Talk, and what he does is that he's got like millions of followers, stuff. He makes a fuck ton of money. His company makes $150 million, but he loves the game of just like making money so much that he just goes out to yard sales and flips things on the weekends, and now he's documenting it. So he's like, you can watch his Twitter, just like, I just picked this up for 50 cents, sold it for $10. Fuck yeah! And he's like super stoked about it because he's trying to like teach people how to like make extra money, and that like you can do it on no budget. But like he's jonesed to go out and make $10, and like he loves business as a thing that much that even though he has no reason to do this, it's just the act of it. And I feel like that's the thing with YouTube, is that like you have to love just like the act of being a YouTuber. Like if you're using YouTube as like a means to a different end, you're gonna sputter out eventually, or it's going to become a chore. So like you can love making YouTube videos, but hate being a YouTuber and hit a wall eventually.
Yeah.
Because so many things just have like a finite shelf life. You know, like you have an idea, you make the idea, but then like there's this, if you've built up any traction by getting that idea done, there's this unspoken like obligation that it has to perpetuate into infinity, and then that's where the problems start.
Yeah. Also, like the platform itself shifts as you grow older. Like the thing that you want it to be has like it's changed and it's no longer what it used to be anymore. Like literally. Like I used to be like also like I was inspired by like the Nostalgia Critic and that guy with the glasses and all those like funny, silly, stupid review shows, and I wanted to be on the big collective, the big like every so often. Like movies they would make where they flew everyone out to one place and they did stupid video game movie cliche trash.
You wanted to be on Channel Awesome?
I wanted that. Like
a lot
as
of people did.
I mean, I was a little boy, and it was just like really cool to see a crossover of things. Like I didn't really care about all of them, but it was just cool. I want to be in a community. I want to be part of a thing.
Yeah.
And so.
When I was a little kid, I really wanted to be a reviewer for Game Informer magazine.
I remember.
I wanted to write for EGM really bad. I loved that magazine a lot.
Yeah. And it's just like you grow up and you realize that those reviews are generally bad, and it would be really stupid to have gone to that thing. Like I was too young to go to one of those.
Yeah.
But like if I had the clout now at age 25. Mm-hmm. Would I go, like, would I be, like, I probably wouldn't, like, even disregarding, like, scandals and stuff that has happened.
Well, yeah. I mean, those things kind of seem to me like Radcon, but less cool, and also more polished, I guess.
It's just like your tastes change, so, like, if you desire to be a thing, based on like a childish impulse, and you start that out as your YouTube channel, and you get into that, and then you grow older, and you don't want to do it anymore. But now that you're stuck in a cycle where people expect it of you, and it's
I've thought once in a while about like, will I still care to review like anime and video games when I'm like 40? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. Probably, but who could say? Who can say? You got to think about where you're going to go from there, folks. We have a life.
I think the main thing is like think of what you're doing, and if the money was gone, would you continue it? Assuming that you could get the money in some other way.
Right.
Because like to take money out of the equation, would you still be doing this thing?
See, that's exactly why I think about like the animation you did for Endless War for the end of season 1. Was just done out of love and was so great, and everybody loved it for that little community that is the Rowdy Fuckers Cop Killers.
Yeah,
and it was just such a great
legendary
little piece.
And it came out of nowhere, and I didn't expect anything like that to happen. And then
it was like
one day you were just like, "Hey, so I made this thing," and I watched it, and it was like the coolest thing ever.
It was unironically my favorite piece of media, definitely from the last several years. And it was absolutely incredible. So like, I hope to see more stuff like that from you. I mean, it doesn't have to be that. Maybe something that actually makes any money as opposed to literally zero.
Oh, yeah, by the way, everyone go to Gibbon Fortress 2 and watch that a million times.
Yeah, please do. We got to link that in the show notes, for sure.
You can also see it on twitch.tv/RowdyFuckersCopKillers.
I got to say, the way that that happened during a stream in Rowdy Fuckers, like, that was absolutely incredible.
Nobody saw it coming.
Yeah.
Even I barely saw it coming.
God, it was so great, guys. Way to go.
I think you didn't even tell me you were making it until like that day.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, I had the perfect idea, and I made it as fast as I possibly could.
Yeah.
It was great.
The chat went
that's what I love.
The chat went nuts.
Don't you love surprising people with big projects like that? It's my favorite.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
It's pretty cool, but like what I love the most is when I go completely insane, fast editing, recording. Like every time I have like a funny, stupid give and take vlog idea that is just one stupid joke, and I was just like, oh, I gotta make this. I make it in like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for
the best ideas that you just bang out. They always those moments of inspiration, like when a dwarf in Dwarf Fortress gets a what do they call it?
A fey mood.
Pickaxe.
A fey mood or a weird mood or whatever it is. I'm surprised you knew that, mate.
I actually been watching. No, I've been watching a person play Dwarf Fortress with my boyfriend, and it's like fun stories.
Yeah,
That's dope.
Wait, that's awesome.
Like that.
Yeah,
that's where my Ridley video and the subsequent, like the Ridley one, I was just possessed with a ravenous inferno of inspiration to make a celebratory video about like the inclusion of Ridley into Smash Bros. At long last. And luckily for me, it's also like literally the most popular game series, except maybe for Pokemon. So people were interested, and
I like Ridley because he's purple.
How basic of you!
Who could have guessed?
So Gib, like, what's your new focus? What are you working on primarily now?
Well, I'm working right now on finishing my comic Bale Jape.
Yes.
So that'll be definitely before the end of the year, maybe even at the end of October. I don't know, but I'm working hard on that.
Oh shit!
And then I have like a lot of ideas for like I've had this idea generally for like doing music review, not music reviews, music videos to license music that will get copyright struck and demonetize. Like in my head, I'm listening to it and it's like, this is a perfect song. I don't care if I don't get money. I'm just going to call it, unmonetizable music video.
That's how I feel about my.
And then do a bunch of those and just be like, I don't know, guys dancing to it.
So is there? Dance. Well, yeah. I mean, cool, dude. I want to see him.
Also, I also have like plans to make like Adventure Time, but with my characters instead, because I love Adventure Time.
Just make it Adventure Time again.
Just make Adventure Time, but with me and Hippo.
Oh, actually, I want to ask you about this. You famously rewatched all of Adventure Time recently. Famously, you're renowned for this.
Don't talk about the finale, because I'm on season 10 and I'm almost at the finale.
Oh, okay. We won't talk about that.
I won't talk about anything specific, but I love the whole show. It's perfect.
You said, Gib, that there was one bad episode, to your estimation, and I want to ask. I forget what that was. Maybe I assume that you're correct.
It was season 4, episode 3 or 4. The spiders having marital problems.
That sounds
and Finn
pretty
and Jake
lame.
are stuck in a web, and they don't really do anything.
I remember that episode. Now, I actually did see that one. Okay, but I wanted to bring up the worst episode I saw that made me quit the show was when they brought back Party God, who was like in love with an island or something.
Oh, that was so weak.
Did you? Yeah. What did you think of that episode, Gib? I was really curious.
The episode itself is fine. It's just weird that Party God is the guy that they use.
Party God was
because it has no relevance to anything else.
Yeah.
Party God is like Hans Mole Man. You don't want to know what's going on with him behind the scenes.
Not to mention, there's vast different continuities for the origin of Hans Mole Man that all conflict with each other, and that's exactly how I like it. Thank you very much.
I rewatched The Simpsons like a few years ago, like the whole thing.
Well, all of it? There's like 1,000 seasons.
Well, I watched like the first 12 seasons or something. That's like it was a big marathon.
Yeah. Okay.
But I didn't even realize that his joke is that he dies every time. Like he dies over and over
More
again.
Or less,
and keeps coming back.
Yeah. Terrible things happen to him.
I may have mentioned that I watched this Simpsons tuber on YouTube called The Real Jims, who does a bunch of different Simpsons related content, but in particular he does Simpsons histories, where he goes into like the whole timeline of like a character. And Simpsons you know them? I love them.
I've seen a few.
I love the Real Jims. He did a Simpsons histories about Hans Mole Man.
Oh, good.
And
who's canonically like 35 or something, right?
Well, it depends, because in that like AA meeting, he says like I'm 35 years old, but then in a later episode, he was actually like 50 years ago, he was mayor of Springfield.
Because like he's in old folks' homes sometimes, and it conflicts.
And like I don't know, it was interesting because like apparently his early appearances, he's usually driving and he's usually interacting with Patty and Selma, and these are like the two things that are consistent in his like the first couple seasons that he starts appearing.
Fascinating.
Yeah,
because he can't see.
He's like it's the old because his glasses are so big. He was probably introduced as a joke of like he's the old man driving who like I don't know they fuck with or something. Well,
also in an old Tracy Ullman short, there is an old man in the movie theater who is questionably Hans Mole Man. He sort of bears a slight resemblance to Hans Mole Man.
It's probably based on him. I bet there's literally like a Hans Mole Man episode because it's gone on for so long.
There is not.
Hans. That's so
really
weird.
There is not. There is not a Hans Mole Man spotlight episode.
Did you say your sister's husband's name is Hans?
No.
No?
I said it's so weird that his name is Hans.
Why? Why is that weird?
Why is that weird?
I don't know. It's just I never realized he had a name, and now his name is Hans.
Isn't that like some miscellaneous European name?
It's. I think it's German.
It's German.
Oh, yeah, right.
Hans
Well, all right.
Smallman.
He's probably actually a Nazi. I bet there's an episode about that. Because, Germans, they're all bad.
Yeah,
He doesn't
slap
die in a
fights with Abe Simpson.
He doesn't
Right.
die in A Star Is Burns, the one with the man getting hit by football.
That's good. He should be the star. He should be celebrated
No,
as
it's got he got hit by football.
Yeah.
a fate worse than death. Hey, we're winding down. What do you say we get to the voicemails?
Let's go.
Let's do
Yeah.
it. Let's do it up.
All right.
Oh wait.
Voicemail
I got
time.
one more. I got one more thing to talk about. I got one more life update to deliver.
Oh.
Whoa.
Hey, we were going to get pumpkins later, me and Michelle. What do you know? Hello.
Tom, what happened to your voice?
Fuck pumpkins.
I suddenly had a house and money for a second there. It was crazy.
How many pumpkins
Lame.
do you think are going to
It's
be
a
carved
fool's
to look
game,
like...
Tom. It's a fool's game.
What? What's that, Ben?
I said having a house and money is a fool's game.
Oh, yeah. Hey, how many pumpkins do you think are going to be carved this Halloween to look like Pumpk, would you say? Some?
All of them, hopefully. All of them. And you
She's
have
kind
to
of
buy a funny
default
wig.
jack-o'-lantern face, too, so...
Yeah, no, but it's like hiding your power level, but with jack-o'-lantern carving.
Pumpkin is so good.
I did carve a couple years ago. I did carve some problem sleuth pumpkins.
Dope.
I've never carved a
same.
pumpkin. I
Pumpkin
kind of want to
schemas.
carve a pumpkin someday. It's on my bucket list.
Fuck them.
Oh,
I
dude,
It's
hate it.
easy.
I hate that shit. It's dumb. It's gay.
I love it. It's like building something, but you're destroying something instead.
When
Actually-
Mom was driving out here, because it's almost Halloween and stuff, she stopped at like a Halloween pumpkin display thing, and like they had the most. She took pictures that she showed me. The most insane pictures of carved pumpkins. I'm gonna see if I can get one from her to put on screen here. But it was like there was one, for example, that was it was like a tiger. But the thing is, they had like shaved parts of the
I hate
thing.
that.
So like there were various
Lame.
It wasn't just like cutouts. It was fucking. You know what I mean?
Shades.
Like it was glowing at various degrees at various points.
Like
It was
based
the
on
most
how thick or
beautiful
thin
tiger.
the skin was.
Yeah. There were other ones, but that was the best one.
I hate those so much.
Why?
Because
Why?
Are they try
all right,
hard?
No, well, in one way, yes, they are try hard, but like, it sort of goes against the whole idea of it being a fucking carved fruit. Like,
No, it doesn't.
That's fine.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
they're still
why...
carving the fruit.
It's technically impressive. I just don't like. It makes for a good image on your Instagram, but it doesn't make for a good fucking pumpkin. You want
You know
something to
what?
scare the kids outside.
Well, sure.
I don't like Halloween, but I guess carving pumpkins is kind of an okay part of it because it's kind of creative and it's kind of cool and it's
Not the getting sweets part. I like.
That's a good part.
That's
too.
not keto.
I never
That's not
actually went
keto.
trick-or-treating.
Halloween is not keto.
Yeah, it's not keto at all, Mage. It's not keto
it's
at all.
Arguably the least keto holiday.
I get for
True,
children
true.
chocolate dipped potatoes.
That sounds good.
There's a thing that we
extremely
don't
on keto.
have. Halloween will have something
Yeah.
similar, but it happens in like spring, I believe. I'm
The
not sure if
Purge.
people. No, I'm not sure.
I kind of thought Halloween had become an international thing these days.
Like during Halloween, they run movies and there's like, they sell candy and stuff like that. But I don't think anyone actually goes trick or treating or whatnot. So it's sort of like an acknowledged holiday, but no one really, does that thing.
People in the UK do celebrate it.
Yeah.
But obviously not as much as America. We do. I never really got into the whole trick-or-treating that much. I did it a couple times with my brothers, and we would just go around the neighborhood. But when I got into a teenager phase, like other teenagers and stuff, they would go like, let's go around and egg people's houses and do stuff that's on The Simpsons, and like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then they were the young adults, and let's go get drunk and do the same thing we did. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to dress up anymore. It's stupid.
I think like in the
Stupid. I love the
Lithuanian version
pumpkin
of Halloween, I went trick or treating twice, but they weren't too successful of a times. Like the first
too
time,
bad.
one of my friends
Was that in the
candied-
UK or in Latvia?
Lithuania.
Or Lithuania. Fuck.
Oh,
I
racist.
know you're Lithuanian. I just fucked up.
It's okay. It's okay. In the first time, my friend's bag of candy was stolen by like teenage boys, and I ran after them, but I couldn't keep up.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, and the second time, a lot of people just didn't open their doors because they were rude.
Wait, was this in the UK?
No, Lithuania.
You gotta go to like a good neighborhood. Like there's the neighborhoods where like families live with lots of little kids generally in America.
Yeah, well,
are pretty good.
You know, that was my neighborhood, and you know my neighborhood, so.
Yeah, I'm bombed out. This whole conversation just has me thinking about how great America is for creating Halloween, and I'm picturing, you know, that picture of there's a picture of a fat Wojak face, fat feels guy face, wearing an American flag and crying shirt that says, "You will always be Amerifat." But there's a variant of that which is coming to mind, which is it's super buff, super swole, smug ass Wojak, wearing American flag boxers, I think, and there's a noose around his neck, but he's breaking the noose, and it says, "You will always be Amerifat." So it says the same thing, but he's winning. Anyway,
wait, his name's Wojak?
Yeah, he's made by this Polish guy named Wojak.
You're talking about Feels Guy?
Yeah.
I did not realize.
Wojak
I did not realize he had a name.
I feel bad even calling him Wojak. That is kind of one of his
names. You guys
names,
are experiencing what Mage just did.
I only know him as Feels Guy.
Well, okay, that's perfectly acceptable. But
is that why they called BoJack Horseman BoJack?
Well,
because
maybe
he has feels a lot.
Yeah,
maybe, dude. I wouldn't be shocked. Ben, do you have a life update, or should we go to the questions?
My life update is just that, since I've been sick, I may have mentioned this before, but getting sick, I broke keto so that I could chug cough syrup and get high on that lean.
Does that break keto? It's cough syrup?
There's sugar in it. There's sugar in it. I mean, I was just like, I'm gonna be eating cough drops and drinking cough syrup, so I'm just like,
can
that's
I get
sugar,
the bitter
so
cough syrup, please?
Yeah. I haven't been keto.
I was
this
ready to
past
chastise
week,
you hardcore, but that barely counts in my mind.
Well, no. It's because like I was drinking the cough syrup, but I've also just been eating carbs normally because I was like, fuck it.
Oh,
too bad.
Okay, guys.
I'll get back. I'll get back on it.
Since we're talking about Halloween,
I gained a couple pounds in water weight, and I'm very, it's very, very distressing. So
distressing.
I feel you.
Since we were talking about Halloween, I actually looked up of maybe buying like candy corn online, and like the thing is,
I love candy corn. Nobody likes candy corn. I am candy corn's biggest
good.
advocate.
I'm with you.
Like, I hear people like they either love it or hate it. There's no in between. I haven't heard a person say, "I was like, oh, they're kind of okay. You might like them, but I don't," or something like that. I haven't.
I like them. People that say that they're bad and compare them to the Sweethearts are criminals.
What? Is that a real thing?
There's like some people are like, "Oh, candy corn's gross. Oh, it's just some chalky shit like Sweethearts."
No. Oh my god.
Sweethearts are literally inedible.
Sweethearts aren't even food.
Yeah.
They're disgusting.
They are terrible.
They taste like medicines.
Yeah, but like candy corn looks like softer.
Cough syrup is literally tastier than
a
Sweetheart. And also, it gets you high as fuck.
Well, the good news, Mage, is that people have been harassing us. Some people were telling us that we should send you candy corn. And I was like, she's a big girl. She can get her own damn candy corn. But at least the bullying will end now if you seal this deal, hopefully.
But like, I get to decide if I want to. Because it's expensive and there's a lot. And what if I don't like it? I don't want to just throw away like 15 quid worth of candy corn, which is like 300.
15 quid?
Like, it's costly to get it shipped here, at least on Amazon, from what I've looked. It's
15 quid. That's like $4,000.
Split it with a couple people. Maybe
a couple of people. I don't have friends, Nate.
What about? I don't know. You got your boyfriend. I don't know. You got your tulpa. You've got your headmates. You got a whole squad.
Why don't you send your cat out
we
to
all
get
share
some
the
for
same
you?
pool.
That is unfortunate.
Send your cat out to get some.
Right
She's got to pull her weight.
The only thing my cat brings back home is rats.
Wait, what'd you say, Gib?
I'm looking at Amazon.com for candy corn. A little bag of candy corn. It's like £6. It's half off.
Hey, that's good. That's good.
Oh, maybe.
I'll link
yeah.
it right now.
Put it on your Amazon wish list.
All right,
I'll have like an Amazon affiliate link in the description so you can buy candy corn from the UK.
Speaking of candy corn right now is teaching me self-control because
6 quid for 300 grams. That is madness.
It's a bit shit, but yeah.
Digi and May put out a whole big thing of candy corn, and it's just sitting there. And I don't know if I said it on the PCP, but Ben inspired me to go keto, so now I've been keto for a week, and I can't have it. And it's very difficult, but I'm learning to like consciously control, because like when I go out and buy food from like the store, I have to like consciously make the decision. But with candy corn, I could just grab it without thinking, and I haven't fucked up yet, but it's there, constantly tempting me.
I don't understand. Like, a lot of people do this, and I don't get it. People that like have like candy bowls out, and I don't understand how people don't just eat it all.
My workplace,
Agreed.
my workplace has a candy bowl with like just tons of fun-sized candies. I'm eating that shit every day.
Yeah,
it's not good.
Like when I'm around, it's pointless.
Yeah, I have no semblance of portion control. Like whatever the package is a portion to me.
Yeah. I know. People that leave food. I think I got mad about this on the last one. People that leave food unfinished. I don't understand people that leave. People that don't finish. People that like will leave like a quarter of a sandwich unfinished and like put it in the fridge for later.
That is a constant thing that happens in this house, and I don't get it. There's half-eaten food everywhere.
I don't get people that like don't finish their food.
Yeah, I've been raised to finish.
When you're full, you stop eating.
Yeah,
that's so rare.
No, you stuff your face until it's done.
If you put a personal pan pizza in front of me, I will eat it and be satisfied. If you put an extra large pizza in front of me, I will eat it and be sick, but also satisfied.
I'll be full, and I'll just like, but I'm not gonna not finish this pizza.
Right.
Like,
there is some hefty psychology. Which is what I'm going to call it. That seeing a plate like cleaned of food is like incredibly satisfying to some people and others not. But like, if you give like children like a big old bucket of spaghetti, they will eat as much as of that as they possibly can. But if you give them like a small plate, they will eat it and they will be they'll be happier.
I think he's
and they won't feel like they got shortchanged.
Right, exactly.
So it is all about the packaging. Like if the large pizza came in 2 pizza boxes and you ate a whole box, you'd probably be all right.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, I love saving food for later, and then I get to enjoy the rest of my food later. I'm happy about it.
I mean, I love leftovers. I love having leftovers, but I rarely do because I'm just so compelled.
There won't be any left over once you're done with them.
Yeah.
Well.
I used to, when I was a kid, psychologically to just torture myself. Like whenever I didn't finish my food, I think about like, but there's people out there who are hungry. How can I waste this food? And it's like, I did this when I was a little kid, and I always finished my food because of it, because I felt guilty about wasting food.
I just think, get a job, starving children. This ain't my problem. And then I go about my day throwing my pizza in the trash, all 9/10 of it.
No, don't. Like I got so upset when I went to college, and I had a friend and for the friend, like the mom would pack her a lunch, and she would like usually not eat it and just throw it away, not even touching it. It was like, but why? Just take it home.
That's just poor planning.
Just take it home.
The weird thing to me is like there are like stores that will throw out their extra food at the end of the day and not because like they can't resell it, and then apparently like people who need food will come and like take it, and like there are stores now that will like dump bleach on their leftovers so no one can eat it, and I'm like,
okay,
why?
There is
That's
a reason
so
to do that sort of thing, and it's that. Okay, the market demand that they're satisfying is hunger. They want to keep hunger there so they can sell you food, and if they just give away food, then there goes their market. So
that's some fucked up capitalism doesn't work shit right there.
Kind of yes.
One thing. So I've been off keto, so I've finally been able to eat some of those pastries that my housemate brings home from his job at the pastry shop. Not too great. I feel like I might have talked about this last week, like that I had a pastry and like they're never as good.
Yeah, that your
just
urges
not as
have
good
decreased or something, right? Or...
They're just like they're fine, but they're like why was I craving these so bad? Like they're just whatever. They're just food.
Pastries.
Do you think you're gonna have to like ease your way back
they're
into
not the
keto again, or do you think like you're just gonna be able to flip the switch instantly and just get back?
I think it'll be a little bit of a challenge now that I'm out of it to shift gears back in, but. I did it once. I can do it again.
It's so far it's been surprisingly not as hard as I expected.
Yeah, it wasn't as hard as I thought. Like you can eat to satisfaction. You can eat you can eat a whole bunch of shit. You can eat like a lot and like be full on keto, and it's fine.
I want to see a superpowered keto individual fight the vegan superpowers, and
somebody
that
on
would
Twitter
be the ultimate fight.
It was a while ago. Someone tweeted. I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was because it was a while ago. But someone tweeted at me with like a write up for like a keto superhero. It was a guy. It was like a guy. He was like he had 2 forms. He had he was normal. He was a really buff guy, but he was just a normal buff guy with no superpowers. His superpowered form was that he would become really fat. Okay. But he would be keto. But in his super fat form, he was fueled by his fat and therefore had super keto powers.
Okay, that makes sense.
Isn't that like an actual character in My Hero Academia? Like his
there
fat
is a
gives
guy
him
like
powers.
that. I forget his
Wait,
name.
no,
Fats
I think you're thinking of Choji from Naruto.
No, there is a guy
him
in
too.
My Hero Academia. But yeah, there is a superhero. And like as he uses his power, he gets skinnier because his fat gives him his powers.
Yep.
That happened. Didn't that happen to Choji? Didn't
It
Choji
did.
literally like burn off his fat? Lol.
Yep, in his first and only good fight in the series.
Super fucking keto.
All right, let's go to the voicemails.
Shall we go to voice?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yep.
All right, here we go. We got on deck. Okay, we're checking in with Wolfspar.
Wolfspar?
Wolfspar. It's not one spar.
Is this one spar? Okay.
I mean,
this
we'll
is
have
is
to
this
see.
a Halloween themed?
Perhaps there's been
right.
a transformation. Let's find out. What do you got for us, buddy?
All right. As of this recording, it is October 14th, and as you no doubt remember, I said earlier that October 15th is the official end date for the bounty, and I'm pleased to announce that it was a huge failure. There's no timestamps in the document, and the chances of the conspiracy ever being proven are between slim and none. But hey, there's good news.
Sorry about that.
You see, after last week when I got my legs broken by those guys, I got beset by wolves, but I managed to befriend them, and now I live in a wolf den. And I have a wolf family. I even got asked to wolf prom.
Yeah.
Good thing I was wearing this fursuit the whole time. And as for what will happen to me, well, I was able to pay off the wolf mafia for protection, so I don't think I have to worry about the Starfleet guys anymore.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think I'm just going to let the bounty die. To heck with this. To heck with you guys. I have a better family now. Wolf family. I have my very own tree in the yard. I marked it. It's mine now. No one else can go near it. So you stay the heck away from it. Goodbye.
Congratulations, Wolfspar.
Wolfspar. Yeah, the newly dubbed Wolfspar. You can't always
ending.
get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need, like a wolf family.
Yeah.
This guy saying lyrics.
Yeah. I'm a musical. I'm a music man.
An end to this thing. I don't even know kind of what the point of all this was.
No.
I don't know where this was going. But I'm glad
It seemed like
he's
a
happy.
huge
This was
ask
just
from the
him-
beginning. So
This was just him, like, finding a way to come out as a furry. That's all it was.
He didn't
feel
explain
like
why he had that fursuit from the beginning. Maybe
I feel
just
like
this
the
whole
point of
time
this
he's
was
been...
that his bounty idea completely failed, and he needed to narratively justify it with a humorous conclusion. So he led us on a wild goose chase,
That's true.
culminating in a wolf happy ending.
Also,
and, we all were richer for it.
I wasn't aware of this link to a document that he wanted updated with timestamps anyway. So maybe if he'd given us that information, we could have helped him out.
If only we had helped him out with that, he would still be among humans.
True.
His own kind.
Well, he's fucked now.
But that ship has sailed.
He's a total Romulus Remus guy right now.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's one from Food Boy. There's another message from him.
Gross. Get him the fuck out of
We're
here.
past that, but let's see what he's got.
Hey, hear that sweet sizzling sound?
Yeah.
Of course
No.
you don't. Because you're weak. Weak of body from the shit you're consuming and weak of mind. There's not a single one of you managed to present a non-retarded opinion on food. So allow me,
okay.
a venerated meal maker, to set the record
to the
and
point.
all of you faggots straight. The soulless process of assembling a HelloFresh kit does not teach you and cannot be considered cooking. Because you
Yeah!
don't understand what you're doing. You're following orders like a fucking Nazi. You learn cooking by throwing shit together, switching out ingredients and methods of preparation and seeing what works. It's a creative process as opposed to the mindless adherence to dogma this mind-washing service demands. But
I agree.
hey,
I agree.
at least you're eating real food when you're done. Good thing no one in the PCP proselytizes for going that step. Oh, wait. Fucking kill me.
All right.
All right.
Disagreed on all counts.
no, he's on point. He's on point.
I'm not saying you couldn't learn anything by cooking a HelloFresh meal. I'm not saying it has no value.
The hell is HelloFresh? Is it like Hello Kitty but different?
We talked about it last week. It's the service Munchie has. Where they deliver specifically the ingredients you need to cook one meal.
Oh, terrible.
It's pathetic.
You know what HelloFresh is?
It's childish.
HelloFresh
it's embarrassing.
is like a tutorial. Like you go online, you're trying to learn programming or art or something, and you follow the tutorial perfectly. It's like, I made this little baby thing, but it's not. You would never make a tutorial and be like, oh, I did it for real. No, you just follow the instruction.
I guess
That is like getting a Lego kit, building the Lego kit, and then never ever experimenting with that Lego.
Yeah, Yeah, a fate worse. A fate worse than
baby
death.
steps.
Fair enough.
You
Fair
people
enough.
were
One-
defending
yeah.
Fluttershy when she was taking baby steps, but it's not okay to get Hello fucking Fresh. Fuck you all.
It is baby steps, and it's training
I
wheels,
think-
and
I
if you
think
just
baby
really need to
steps-
cook a nice meal
Right,
and
right.
you don't know what the fuck you're doing, then
Type in how to cook X, and then you find the
It's true.
ingredients list. You go to the supermarket,
Yeah.
you find what you can.
Okay,
Why do you have
Then
to
you
pay
build-
somebody
like
to do
you're gonna
this for
save
you?
so much money in the long run if you just go buy fucking
Okay,
groceries.
yeah,
HelloFresh
you'll
is
save
not...
money, but what if I just want to save time by having them give me literally everything I need, and I can just
Well,
cook
then
that?
just, like,
I think in
buy
the long
takeaway or
run, buying in
something.
bulk will save you both.
But I don't want to think about it. I just want
that's
other
why
people to
you
do
fail.
the thinking for me.
That's
It's like,
not thinking about it will result in a lifelong dependence if you
Right.
subscribe.
If you
to
don't
this
want to
paid
think about
service.
it, then why
That's
you
fair.
want to learn how to cook? Like you're clearly
Yeah,
not interested in it.
Okay, you know what?
The longer
Reasonable point.
the longer you go without thinking about it, the longer you are siphoning money off to these fucking millennials running this bullshit millennial company.
You're not wrong.
As much as it sucks to burn a meal or to not know what you're doing, those are like important formative steps to being a chef. Is to like, okay, so if I put garlic in with the oil too early, then it gets black before I put the other stuff in. So I got, it's just like things you learn that apply to loads of different types of cooking and different meals.
That's true.
Like you need to learn basics through trial and error, or like like you can use YouTube tutorials, and I guess HelloFresh is fine once or twice, but you should never have it as like the be all end all.
I don't think it's worthless, but I don't think it's worth much. I guess.
No, fair enough. I kind of want to try it though, just for a time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't end up doing it. By the way, this talk of millennial bullshit just reminded me of yesterday.
HelloFresh is quintessential millennial bullshit.
Yeah, that's true.
What characterizes millennial bullshit is a desire to like fake creativity and individuality. And HelloFresh embodies this idea that you have a shortcut, that you have this like shortcut that you can pay for to like fake a creative skill.
I guess
you
that's
know?
true. I guess that's kind of
it's,
true.
it's like buying a ready meal, but
It's the
it's
selling
just the
beads
same
on
as buying his
Etsy of
ready meal.
cooking.
Speaking of ready meals, we had like a person knock on our door, which is weird. How did he get in? Because we have like the we live in a flat, and it was like not the outside door, it was the inside door, so that was weird. And he was like, so he knocked on our door, and he was offering like some sort of service of Gusto, I think .co.uk, and it's like you order a meal, specifically like a meal on their site, and they make it for you, and then they deliver it, which is kind of like takeout, but their meals are like not like pizzas and burgers; they're actual.
That sounds kind of
meals.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. I might try that. And
that sounds like the sort of thing they have in old people's homes that they deliver.
It does, but I like those. I like those a lot.
I'm not saying that is like as a bad thing. It's like, fair enough.
It's
By the
just
way,
like,
if you want to order a roast dinner,
it's a way.
Yeah.
It's a way to try out all these new different recipes of foods and stuff.
Speaking of
actually
this
cooking
millennial
it.
bullshit, though, that I was mentioning, when me and my mom went out to this place, Findlay Market, whatever, it's a nice place around in Cincinnati, highly recommended. But like, have you guys been aware? I don't know how many of you guys live in cities, but like, there's been these things I've seen around of just like people using these scooters. They're just using scooters, and then you'll just see them on the side of the road. This is like in like not the inner city, but like in the city. There's like urban centers. You'll see like there's just
Didn't you
scooters,
bring
like
this up
green
like 3
scooters.
episodes ago?
Did I? Well, I figured it out. I figured out what the issue was, and I rode them, and
I
it
don't
was
know what
dope.
you're talking about.
It's all right. Here's what it is.
What are they?
There's these two services called
Like a
Bird
Vespa?
and Lime, and what they are they just leave scooters around the city, and you can use the apps to GPS locate where they are. You go to them, you scan them in your phone, and then they activate. They're all electric, and then you can just scoot around on them like an electric skateboard, only a scooter.
I've seen like in Boston. There's like bike racks with like bikes that I think
Similar
are
to
kind of
that,
like
yeah.
that. There's
Similar
like,
to that.
and you can like rent a bike and like ride it between like bike locations.
Well,
and,
there's a bike rack like that around UC in Cincinnati as well.
It's
which
like
is like
blue.
that.
It's called like blue something. I want to say
The ones in UC are red. Everything in the city's red because that's like the color. But like the thing about these is that you literally leave them on the side of the road. You just leave them there, and you say that you're done riding after like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever.
Well, what stops someone from just taking it?
Absolutely nothing, except the fact that they're probably GPS tracked or something.
Well,
I don't know.
And
Yeah.
probably also the fact that they're electric and they won't, like, maybe the brakes are on by default and you can't, like, ride it around without it being activated.
But couldn't you just like pick it up and toss it in your truck or something?
You definitely could do that. I don't know exactly what stops them, but it's got to be something. They must have a business model here that
if they're GPS tracked, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe-
easy crime catch.
It's pretty cool though. And we rode them and they were fun and I liked it. Though I missed my skateboard.
Was it expensive? Was it cheap?
No, it was like I don't know, $5 for me and my mom both took a ride for like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something.
That's pretty good.
You know, maybe it was less. I didn't actually check how much it cost now that I think about it. But it said like a minute or like $1 for like an hour or something. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Shit.
But it was cool and I liked it.
I've never seen scooters like that.
It was,
so
but it was.
I don't think we have them around
This
here.
kind of like app-based activation, city living things, just such millennial bullshit. And I'll just have none of it. Thank you very much.
But that doesn't sound bad though. Millennial bullshit is characterized by being bad.
I don't agree with that.
What's it called?
One's called Bird and one's called Lime. There are two apps that do the
Scootaloo.
exact same thing.
They're called Scootaloo.
That's true. All right, let's move along. We've got another.
That would be a good app name for this.
Scootaloo.
Blue Bikes. The thing is called Blue Bikes. Metro Boston's bike share program.
All right, well, that's
was
cool.
the thing we've got around here. Yeah.
All right, here's another one. This one's called the Dreamer Army Anthem, and I believe it's by Centerpoint. It's 10 seconds long. Let's see what this is about.
Wait, how long did you say it is?
10 seconds.
Yeah! Fucking shit.
Okay, that's all it is. I think what this is I think these are the people that are very much hashtag Let Mage Dream, and this is their anthem. I think that's what's
Dreamcast
happening.
boot sequence.
Is that the segment intro?
Yeah, that's
Like,
the intro.
oh, dream
Oh, guys, you
time.
know what? This is actually a great idea. It had been proposed, and we should do this at some point. Maybe this should be like a separate show, or I guess it could be an episode, but literally like the Dreamcast. And here's the conceit of the show.
Oh my
You
God.
play Dreamcast games in like a Let's Play format while discussing your dreams. That's the format.
Oh.
Wouldn't that be sick? Isn't that dope?
I mean,
That would
we
be-
have a
yeah,
Dreamcast.
yeah.
I
I'm
think I
ready to
saw
go.
people suggest that. That's
yeah.
We could do that for Heckles for Shekels.
We
could
should
do a
do that.
Dreamcast, one of those.
Heckles for Shekels,
Hey,
Dreamcast. It's a good idea.
Heckles for dreams.
This-
Shekels for dreams.
If you feel strongly that people should be allowed to dream, or if you feel the opposite way, that dreams should be banished and
That's me.
abolished and punishable by death, you gotta get in the Procrastinators bonus lounge and argue your point. You gotta get in there and be a soldier.
Yeah, true.
For whatever side you want. Yeah.
We need to
There's
know. We need
there's
to
a
know.
civil war. There's a civil war breaking
Yeah.
out.
It's the Dreamers versus the Memers, and it's
Dreamers versus
Yeah, that's
memers.
right.
Yeah.
Memers will dominate. Dreams will be crushed.
Memers for life.
Your dreams are my memes. Right. Okay, so there you go. You've got an anthem now. Fantastic. Congratulations. Here's one. Here's a here's a cute little message from Nate Senpai. Please fuck me. All right.
okay.
Let's hear it. Let's hear your pitch.
This question goes out to Nate. I was just wondering if he could shove his big black juicy
Yeah. All right. That's enough of that.
What do you think? What do you think, Nate? What's your what's your official take?
It's quite a pitch. That's quite a pitch.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
leaning a hard yes. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get back to you a little bit later on that.
You have a special someone already.
Well, you know,
I'm
I'm a public
some
figure,
pony.
Mage. I have to be used by my beloved public in all facets, in all capacities. Here's another one from our old friend Sheepolution.
Public use. Nate's public use now.
That's right. I am the town bicycle.
Public domain.
Sheepolution. What do you got for us, buddy?
Hey guys, first of all, thanks for the advice, Ben, but I decided I'm not gonna fast anymore.
Oh, this is the fasting
So
guy.
I
Yeah.
am on an 8-hour fast right now, but it's only because my mom's too busy fucking her new boyfriend. Anyway, you guys were talking about Europe, and if you didn't hear it from my accent already, I'm from the Netherlands. And there's this fun thing we do here in the Netherlands. We speak Dutch. Yeah. So I was wondering, how are you guys with foreign languages? Do you speak any? Do you want to learn any? Is Esperanto cool or is it a meme?
It's
Lots
a meme.
of questions. Sorry about that. Okay, bye.
Yes,
Esperanto-
I do speak a foreign language. Yes, I
Esperanto
do.
is a meme, but as a memer, I'm all about it.
I'd like Esperanto to replace all other languages.
I think Esperanto
why?
should.
Why not have a language that people already speak be the language that takes over the world?
It's an ideal.
What is this? What is Esperanto?
Oh, Gib, Esperanto
Yeah.
is it's not fictional, but like it's a one man made a team made up a language that was supposed to be like easy to use, easy to learn.
It's like
that
Simlish.
people could use.
Just real.
Yeah.
It's you know how
it's
you know how
real.
in Star Wars there's like basic where everybody in the fucking universe knows basic so they can communicate with each other. That's what Esperanto is, but here
You mean Star Trek?
Star Wars and Star Trek both have this, I believe.
Yeah, I
Wait,
think so.
And it's called basic in both?
Is it called common? Well, I might be thinking of D&D.
No, that's in
actually.
D&D.
Yeah,
It's called
I was
common.
gonna
You're
say.
right, you're right.
Wait, hold on.
In Star Wars,
Trek
it's
and
called-
Star Wars both have a common language called basic?
I know it's
No,
called
that's
basic in
impossible.
Star Wars. I don't know what it's called in Star Trek.
Yeah, it is called Galactic Basic Standard, according to the Wikipedia. Let me see. Basic Star Trek
Wikipedia.
language.
Puns.
It's brought up Klingon. Top 10 Star Trek languages.
To answer the
Bajoran.
question,
Maybe Star Trek doesn't have basic. Maybe maybe it's
Hippo.
just Star
Maybe
Wars.
not. Maybe not.
my favorite foreign wait, it's not favorite. I'm not good at anything. I can speak
wait.
English, but only barely.
Federation Standard. There's a Federation Standard language. So there you go.
Hell yeah.
I studied Spanish. I studied Spanish in high school and through a bunch of college. So for like 6 years or something, I took Spanish class. I was supposedly really good at it. I did really well in Spanish class. And then I graduated college. Never used it. It's
Yeah.
completely decayed. I don't use it at all. It was totally a waste of my time.
Same with me in German.
And then when I went to Poland, I learned a couple of phrases because I wasn't interested in learning another language for a country that I was probably never going to go back to.
Right.
I
yeah.
know-
I
I know
learned
a
a
bit
bit
of-
of German.
I know a bit of Russian by like cultural osmosis.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
The unfortunate thing about languages nowadays is that in order to learn a language, you need to really, really, really want to. Like I have like, wouldn't it be cool to like know a language?
have
But
to
the only
use
reason I would
often.
need to learn a language, or like would want to learn a language, is to impress other people with how many languages I learned,
This is.
and not because I really
doesn't
want to
seem
go
worth it.
places and use it.
Yeah, I know.
Because I don't need to. Everyone speaks English.
Well, I mean, I have a strong desire. Mainichi nihongo de hanashitai. No, benkyou shitai. Every day I want to learn Japanese because there's actually a real tangible benefit. Because not everything gets translated fast.
If you're a weeb enough,
For me, I'm big enough into the weeb shit that learning Japanese would be actually useful to me, and so.
When are you and Digi going to make your Japanese video series? So I
mean,
learn it
I've
too?
still got. I'd love to do it. Once we move and we're closer, we should talk about that more. But like,
I think I'm learning Japanese. I think I'm learning Japanese.
I have an
really
app.
think
I've been
so.
bad the last, I don't know, couple of weeks.
Da-da-da-da-da.
I want to be practicing Japanese every day on my little app. What's it called? It's called Memrise.
Japan.
Memrise. It's pretty good.
More like meme rise.
Well,
Hey.
you're not wrong. It's
More like
accurate.
bread
Team
rice.
Memer for the win. Another point for us. Come on, dreamers.
But
Pick up the pace.
I would like to accidentally learn a language like Bart did in that episode
Where he learned
of
French.
Simpsons where he learned French just by being in France. Like that's how the
know-
most efficient and best
Yeah,
use
it
of your
just
time
clicked.
is to just
One day
be
it just
in a
clicked and
place.
suddenly he could speak
I
perfect
always
Yeah, dude.
thought,
Like if I go to like Swahili or something, I stay around there and I like suddenly I'm speaking with everyone and like I
You know,
I
It's like
become a
that scene in
pirate.
the
Is
13th
Swahili
Warrior.
a country?
Swahili
It's a
coast?
language,
I
Swahili.
can't remember.
I think.
I don't
Swahili
think
is
there's a
is
place called the
language.
Swahili coast. Wait, maybe there is.
You know, that episode of Simpsons where Bart learns French, I always thought that, you know, like he's talking to, like, trying to get that constable or whatever, the French police to, like, help him with his whatever it is. And, like, the constable, like, gives him a big pink candy. I always thought that candy, like, somehow let him speak French suddenly. Like, it was like a... I really thought that for a long time. Because as soon as he gives him this very strange-looking candy, he can suddenly speak French. And I stand by it, actually. I still think that's what happened.
Now I want to go and rewatch that scene.
See, I would prefer to learn. I prefer to learn a language like in Dexter's Laboratory when he has to study French for a French test, and he only learns omelette du fromage, and all the girls are instantly wet for him. And that's good. That's the way to be.
Yeah,
that's accurate.
But like, it is like a better use of your time to go to a country and just be an idiot for a while, living among like real people, not in a tourist trap. And then you go to the market and you say, you have a pocketbook of like basic phrases, but then you'll learn more as people speak to you.
Yeah,
you gotta be like Jeff Farrell, the soccer guy. You gotta go to Mexico City. You gotta go to Cuba and Canada. You gotta go to the city center, juggle your soccer ball, get called a gringo, get them to take pictures of you. Teach random strangers English, even though they didn't ask you to. Come home and try to and decide that maybe I'll become a Spanish teacher, even though I barely learned any Spanish and my Spanish sucks.
Damn.
Yeah,
what a legend. Bold plan.
That's how to live.
Dude, anyone can pull it off. It's our boy Greg.
Jeff,
right. Whatever.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Let's move on. Next call from Mr. Bones. Rattling them up, lads. Let's see what we got.
I'd like to express my sincere appreciation for Munchie J. Trump and the way that he criticizes the other members of the PCP in a kind of playful ribbing manner. You know, like the way he takes digs at the kind of miniature cult of personalities surrounding Nate. So I'd like to invite the rest of you to take a moment and give a small piece of critique about another one of your fellow PCP members. Also, Mittian is gay. Fuck you.
Well, fair enough.
Okay. I mean, I do like that about Munchie. Like, when he sees something that nobody's talking about, and he will just say it because it's funny to draw attention to it.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. A lot of the times, people can be too worried about offending their friends or something, and not want to rock the boat.
Yeah, the thing is with Munchie that he has that boyish charm that makes it like water off a duck's back, and we don't get angry at him.
That's true.
Even though we all agree.
He can take
truly
refuge
is the
in
court
audacity.
jester of the PCP. There's no doubt about it.
He can take refuge in audacity. You know what I'm saying? You know what I
Yeah,
mead
I know what you mean.
He can compress those waveforms and it sounds fine.
No, that's
even
not.
an inaccurate description. Because the court jester traditionally could say things to the king that, like, if like a serious lawyer brought it up, he'd probably get fucking executed. But the jester can be like, ha.
He's like the
PCP, the contingent of like serious lawyers having a discussion about stuff.
As clowns go, he's more like the evil Kefka, like whispering in our ear with his forked tongue, just like telling us sweet nothings and like gradually turning us into who is that king? Who is that king in Lord of the Rings?
Not Kefka. Kefka didn't whisper in anyone's ear except when he was fucking slitting their throat.
Who is the guy in was it Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm confusing him with Wormtail from Harry
What
Potter.
a conveniently named character.
I think if we're talking about gentle ribbing, I'd like to say Munchie sucks, and I think we all agree, and that's you know, frankly, all there is to say.
Be more specific. You have to be specific.
You're
otherwise,
right. Okay.
It's just a gentle fake.
Let's see if we can think of some actual minor gentle ribbing criticisms.
I'll come out.
Sure, you're pretty like Munchie. You're not afraid to stir
Munchie
the pot.
Munchie has where's fucking investigator?
Yeah, fair.
Okay. I know. I mean, I will say that I know he has released some pages. I don't know how many. There's some on his Tumblr, but he has not made it public at all. And I interpret this gesture to mean that he is not actually ready to have people see it.
Probably.
Because if he was, he would announce it publicly. He's been very secretive about it. They're up on his Tumblr. And I feel like he put some out just sort of to like be like, yeah, I put something out, like I'm getting something done, but it's not ready. It needs to get ready. It's still not ready. Fuck you.
Good.
I don't know what I should say.
But I'm guilty too. I'm guilty of the same thing with Vapors 3.
Yeah, where the fuck is Vapors 3?
It's coming.
Ben's got a bunch of stuff, but I mean that's fair. Yeah,
I've been working on Max Surviving TBAP. I've got a while. I was working on 10 Paces and Draw for a while.
Yeah, you have a whole list. You have a whole list of shit.
I bang out a new page of Vapors 3 whenever I get like a free day.
Yeah.
I still like seeing Vapors, the Vapors on my shelf next to like Homestuck and Problem Sleuth. It's funny.
Man, when Vapors 3 is done, I'm so excited for the second Kickstarter. I think the second Kickstarter will do even better than the first one.
Probably.
Because I'm going to have bundles. I'm going to offer bundles. Because I know a lot of people sometimes ask me, like, hey, where can I buy the Vapors now that the Kickstarter's over? And I tell them, hold on. I'm not just selling it, like, on a one-for-one basis. Mm-hmm. I don't want to just, sell just whenever anyone happens to email me. No. They'll be, like, available for the second Kickstarter. And I feel like there's a lot of people that missed the first Kickstarter and will want to get in on the second one.
Agreed.
Along with all the people that did get in on the first one that are going to want to buy Volume 2. I'm really excited. And I want to finish Vapors 3 before I run that campaign, though.
Yeah,
anyway.
Good.
That's sorry to derail about that.
Whatever. Bones passed. All right, Mr. Bones. There you go. We discussed things.
Nobody else. Nobody else. You fucking coward.
I have a gentle ribbing of Nate.
Okay.
You suck. No. You have a tendency.
Yeah.
I mean, I've told you this like in private, so it's not even really a big deal. But like, you have a tendency to bring in like topics that are not real. They're just like, here's something that happened today, lol, and you hope that will like blossom into a big discussion. I mean, it didn't happen this time, so my words ring hollow.
Do you have an example?
The last time both of us were on an episode, Nate just brought up the fact that he was on a skateboard and he liked it, and that was his topic that he brought forward.
Cool.
That's
I mean, you changed it around for this one. I will agree there.
Okay, well that's.
But I have to rib someone. I have to rib it somewhere. I'm a little frog.
No, that's fair. That's fair. It's true.
Little frog. Oh, that's cute.
I got you.
We all gotta make sure we bring something actually good and not just a shit thing.
More ribs.
Tom.
Someone kill me. Someone kill me.
Hang on. Look, I got one for Tom.
You
Tom,
can't do it. I'm too powerful.
I don't understand where your career is going, Tom. And it confuses me, and I feel that what this really indicates is a lack of like communicating to your audience where you're like are you working on getting a game done right now, or
let me simultaneously bolster that statement as well as pose a follow-up question. So you were talking before about a game demo. I don't know anything about the game you're making.
Yeah, me
I mean, wait. I have a sort of a sense that it's a side-scrolling action platformer, right?
Correct.
I know that. I think I know that much about it.
I've released a devlog every day this month. There's 13 of them out. Yes.
The fact that we don't know that is a problem.
Was it on? Wait. Is it on Polystation?
It should be. They're on YouTube, and they've been tweeting about them on Twitter every day. And I'll probably start uploading GIFs. So
I guess this is on me then.
Shit,
the
seen
PCP feed for content. Like, did you upload them all at once? Those first 13.
They were originally private because I was doing them for patrons, but I was like, fuck that. People should see these. And none of my patrons cared.
Yeah.
So, but for the last 5 days, they've been up public every day, and there's another one coming out today.
Those all appeared at once, and I was like, well, I don't really want to watch all of them. I'd rather just see the finished product, or like see like, here's my promo trailer, like here's my game.
Okay, that's all fair.
Here's the thing. Give an elevator pitch for this game.
It's a side scroller in the style of a classic Sega game with more forgiving controls and expanded mechanics to make it more appealing to modern gaming tastes.
Okay, I mean, maybe this is all way premature. Like maybe you're planning to get it out in like 3 years or something, and I don't know. I'm jumping the gun.
You said you were gonna put a demo out in like the next couple weeks, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get some sort of like demo / vertical slice in people's hands by November 8th, because that's when I'm gonna be an old man and I want to have something I'm semi-proud of.
Okay. Well, I guess my question is: so is this the main thrust of what you're working on?
For right now, but like the whole idea is that like I want to have like kind of like the Izumi character is like a multimedia project. There's going to be like animations and motion comics and games and stuff, but like the game is just something like tangible and like meaty. That I can get done and like have before I'm 30. So that's what I want to work on right now.
You know that right there is interesting. I feel like this concept of a multifaceted multimedia like character, it confuses me. Like what that's going to, and I just think that as like a viewer, I'm left with nothing I can grab onto except the game. Like the game obviously is the thing that you're talking about. So maybe I'm just talking out of my ass here. I don't know.
What platform are you building the game in?
It's Construct 3. It's like a visual programming sort of thing right now.
You'll be able to play it on your PC gaming system, Ben. That's...
Oh, yeah, it'll be a really...
I don't know. I knew it was going to be a PC game. I mean, like, what engine? Like, Game Maker?
It's something like Game Maker, essentially, is what it is.
Okay.
My playful rib is I have no idea what the hell you're ever doing, Tom, and now you're explaining it to me, which is good, but...
Now I'm wondering if maybe that's my fault. Maybe I just haven't been paying attention.
I mean,
well, the audience can only blame itself so much for not being, you know,
I did
clued
see. I did see you were the slime. I did see you modeling that slime, which was very pertinent to my interest.
That is true.
Like, I have a death animation for it now where it blows up into like a pile of slime and it looks cool.
Cool. Ooh. All right. Well, okay. Well, I will definitely go check this out now that I understand more.
This is good feedback. I will try and be more blatantly obnoxious about development so people can actually see it.
I think what would be helpful for me, like if you made a video that's like, I'm making a game, it's whatever, Azumi fucks everyone. That's the name, guys. Come into your computer right now. You like jacking your dick? You like furries? I'm your man. I'm Tom Oliver. I am a furry. You know, something.
You want him to make a Billy Mays commercial? I mean, that would work.
I mean, it would. It would be pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Okay, I get the point. We're not trying to fucking break the man's spine here.
More ribs.
I have a rib for all of us because I'm trying to think of one thing in particular. That bugs me. But we all do this. When it comes to the PCP, we all suck at making decisions. We all sit here and discuss it for 10 hours. And all the good things that have happened with the PCP lately is just one of us just doing it and letting it be real.
Like what?
The voicemails. I just did it, and that happened. And then. That just happened. Like,
no, censor that! Censor that! That can't be on the episode. Put a beep over that. No one can know. No one can know.
What does it matter?
Okay.
It matters to me.
When will they know?
Soon.
Okay.
I promise.
I guess I had assumed this would already been talked about on an episode. Because, again, this just reinforces my point that it takes too long for this shit to happen.
Okay, no, Tom, you're total. I agree with you on a lot of this, but the thing is, like that thing happened, and I'm like, let's run with this. And then people are like, actually, I don't think that's I think we should, like Gib was doing this. I don't actually think this is perfect. We want to change something. And you know what? I actually agree on some of those points. But that's where we hit snags, you know, with those sorts of...
The PCP is not a perfect production, and it needs to just be flawed and bullshit so it can actually get things done.
I know it feels like everything moves at a glacial pace, but, like, I understand why. Like when we get into a meeting and we're talking, like, it's not like it's nonsense. Like, it makes sense why there's, like, disagreements and we can't move forward.
Yeah, and those have to be resolved in some way. Which they almost always can be if we meet and, like, people show up to the meetings, which none of you did except for Munchie yesterday. So, you know.
Well,
was there a thing to be discussed at yesterday's meeting? Was there, like, a specific
there was at least one. There was actually this exact topic that we're censoring right now was the one I wanted to discuss with everybody.
I am usually not abreast of what is going on.
That is why I usually just show up to meetings. Just don't worry about it. I just show up
to meetings when I happen to be at my computer.
Since we can't actually talk about this since it's center, I'm going to dovetail this off into another targeted rib. Digi, I know you're not here, but you can't fucking complain about things changing in the PCP and being mad about it when you don't show up to the meetings.
Well, that is fair.
Yeah, you can't. The
thing is with Digi, he thinks the meetings are pointless for some reason.
But then they are
the only thing that gets things moving and done, basically. Well, at least like the bigger issues, not all. Like Tom just going to make the voicemails was great.
I think.
Of course, he would think that they're pointless because he doesn't come to them, and then things just happen without him thinking about them. So it just seems like things just happen on their own.
Right, but he expresses great disdain in these changes, and like says like and is upset that they're happening. I'm like, well, if you want to make them not happen, be there when the changes are happening.
I mean, just for example, Digi, I'm not trying to shun you too hard, but if you ever came into the PCP Discord, like added everyone and said, hey guys, like, what are the relevant topics? Like, I'm there all the time, and I'm there to explain everything that's going on.
Digi, you don't even need to do that. You can just go up one flight of stairs and be like, hey Tom, what's going on?
Yeah, that's true too. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I kind of feel for Digi, only because because the PCP is set up to be like that you don't have to worry about it unless you want to, pretty much. So like, you know, whatever.
I mean, I'm fine with him not participating as long as he doesn't then
as
bitch
long as
about
he doesn't,
the things that happen.
complain and bitch and moan, which he does sometimes.
Once in a while.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't blame him that much. It's not that big a deal. But that's fair. That's a fair criticism of the guy. Well, the thing. Okay, so Gib, I would have criticized probably up to this point the fact that like I don't know exactly what your goals are. Like I'm not sure. You seem to have feet in multiple worlds and you seem indecisive. But then you've just made a huge decisive step, which I think is very good for you to do in some direction that you're confident in. So like that criticism is kind of curtailed by you doing and taking those actions. So
dodged.
Yeah, so that's real.
Dodged the bullet.
I mean, again, I'm not happy at all that like the Hippocrit reviews won't be coming, or at least not nearly as regularly, if ever. But just like, facing reality, making big decisions, hard choices about how to handle your life.
Nate, here's a fucking rib. You're terrible at ribbing. You're such a little scaredy cat.
Yeah. These are pussy ribs.
You're right.
Yeah.
You could feel me playing defense for Gigi that whole time.
You're reading some little pussy piglet pork ribs. You got to get the big ass
Nate's
beef
bringing
ribs.
some boneless
you know what I'm
ribs
saying?
to the table, and it just there's nothing to
They are
them.
boneless.
They're
Absolutely boneless ribs.
Guys, he's the only one giving ribs right now, so
Well,
at least
that's
he's
not
giving some.
Let's give Mage a rib, all of us guys. How about Mage? I don't understand how you make any money if you make any, and this worries me, and I'm confused by it. That's what I have to say to you, friend.
What's your business model?
I do commissions.
Commissions. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't really post them, but yeah.
Are those things that like can't be posted because they're like they're for people, so like they use them for projects and then they're off doing stuff?
Some of them, yeah. Sometimes I'm just lazy.
Mage is a prolific porn artist with commissions. She just doesn't want to ruin her innocent image on the PCP. She never talks about it.
No, don't do that.
Her after dark page.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
No.
Oh, it's like with some of the people that I work with, like who've made like music for me or something. Like I'll want to keep the thing a secret, but then like once the project that it's for comes out, then then they're like allowed to like retweet it or like make it public that they like did this work or something. So like I don't know, maybe I don't know. My criticisms I guess aren't even really that relevant. You're just kind of in a totally different world than me that I couldn't really follow even if I wanted to. I mean, I could, I guess, but it would be...
Wait, who are you talking to right now?
I'm talking to Mage. Like, the world of commissions is one I don't understand or,
Yeah,
follow.
It's like, I don't... I mean, when you do a commission, Mage, I'm curious, do you post it on your, like, social media and stuff? Do you post it like, hey guys, look what I did? Or do you just give it to the buyer and, like, don't do anything?
I give it to the buyer and then I'm too lazy to post it most of the time.
Well, there you go, dog. What's your future business plan? How do you grow from here and get more money and, build that 401k?
I like doing commissions and I'm not short of them right now. It's like I'm currently
I hate doing commissions.
I'm so envious of you for being able to do commissions. I could make so much more money if I just didn't hate doing other people's dirty work.
Yeah.
I used to not like them back in the pony days because all I had to do was draw ponies.
Can you draw my OC fucking Twilight Sparkle?
No, I mean I like drawing. I like drawing ponies, but it got really boring because I had to draw like basically the same things in a way. But now I'm getting varied requests, and I quite like that.
Perfect scam. You just make a show-accurate template of two ponies fucking, and then you just swap out assets on, like, whoever's on top, you swap out to be their OC, and the one on the bottom, you swap out to be the main six of their choice.
Makes sense.
Then you can have, you can have, infinite commissions available at a moment's notice.
Your character here.
Whoa!
Whoa, that's a funny joke.
No,
that should have been a real thing.
I get it.
Why are we not actually doing this? We make so much money.
Who says we're not?
Well, we could have made money. I don't know if we still would. We'd probably make something still. I mean, furries are still evergreen, right? Furries will never stop being cash cows.
Yeah.
Like the pony thing may be on the decline, but furries are forever.
I mean, the pony fans have to go somewhere, and where else?
Yeah,
what's more adjacent to pony than furry?
The only place for them to go is patreon.com/TBBAP. That's two best pals bitch about ponies.
they all gotta migrate from Derpyboru to Fur Affinity.
Probably true. All right, that was a good healthy round of ribbing going around. All right, let's move on. Next up, we got. I think there's 4 more of these. Bongo Fag. Let's see.
Whoa.
Play one for me, champ.
I ask you, PCP, how can I go to a school literally called Friend School and at the same time feel like I have no friends? Because, like, I talk to people at my school and even follow a couple of them on fucking Instagram,
Okay.
but they all feel like ghosts. They all feel unreal and transparent. And I've considered the possibility that perhaps I'm just too intelligent for all of them. I'm just too woke for all the normies.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing,
because I listen to a gay-ass
frankly.
podcast every week.
Right, this is what did it.
But I've
can't
also
relate to
thought
them.
that perhaps they're all too intelligent for me.
Oh, no.
That I'm just stupid.
No.
That can't be it.
He's breaking the conditioning.
Please send help.
I would say that, like, sometimes it is that you are, like, you know, more intelligent in that you have deeper interests in Stranger Things and that they can't understand it.
You like Stranger Things so much more than everybody else. It's just a real
no.
connect.
Yeah. I hate that thing.
Lol. I mean, I don't believe. I know this guy was memeing to a certain extent, but I'm just gonna take his.
Yeah.
I'm gonna engage with his question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna engage with his question on literal terms. I don't really believe in intelligence as like a metric. Like some people are just more or less. Like it's not that simple.
Yeah.
People are on different wavelengths. People's thoughts occupy different vectors, right? People think along different vectors and trajectories, and sometimes they either do or don't match up. So I don't really think I don't think there's such a thing as like being too smart or too dumb to engage with someone. It's just do your thought patterns, like are they compatible with each other?
I basically agree with that.
Do they map to one another?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, this reminds me of, like, the comic, the XKCD, of all the people in the train all having the same thought of, oh, these people are just sheep. Only I am, like, the true deep one. But I know that you're kind of joking on that.
They're all just unthinking, philosophical zombies.
That, like,
they're all just...
I think most people come across just inherently as more... Like if you don't know someone and then they just say a sentence, you could like be like, wow, this is what this person thinks and nothing else. How embarrassing that they're that simple. Meanwhile, you know, like they probably have a lot more going on in the old
They have their own internal life that is not being shown to you, just like you have that's not being shown to them.
Yeah, and
Also,
that's probably...
there's always the possibility that one of them who is engaging in normie topics or whatever is doing so because they have nerdy topics, but the normie ones are the only way they can make friends. So, like, if you just say out loud, like, I love anime, and, like, a couple people like, oh, the guy loves anime.
I bet some people
love
would
anime.
perk
like,
up at that or something, you know. But not that that's necessarily the best way to do it, but the point
is...
Oh,
it is the best way to do it, because it's very funny.
Just walk into class. This is what these are for. Walk into class wearing one of those big T-shirts that have all the shit. What's it called? The like orgasming girl faces on it. You know, just like all over it from hentai.
Ahegao.
What are those called?
Yeah.
You know, ahegao faces.
I've been saying. Can you hear me or what?
Oh, sorry, maybe it was low.
Jesus, I said it like 3 times.
It's been ahegao this whole time.
Okay, so walk into class. No, be wearing a hoodie. All right, be wearing a hoodie. And then this is like that scene in American History X where the guy walks into the courtyard. He takes off his shirt and there's a big Nazi sign on it. You'll be doing similarly. Only you take off your hoodie and you've got this shirt covered in ahegao faces, and everyone will be like, "It's putting up a flag, dude. You're making friends instantly by making this connection."
Alternatively, you could buy a PCP shirt on Redbubble and get the same effect.
Now, this is, okay, unironically, this is kind of why I wore so many anime shirts, like, my whole life. Because I'm putting up flags to see who wants to talk to me about anime, guys. Please, someone do it.
Yeah.
This is like a real psychological thing. Like, this is what people do. They look for
why else?
similar...
Like, I have, like, a Waking Up podcast shirt. Like, why do I wear that? One, because I like Sam Harris, and I'm happy to, like, you know, supply him with money and shit for his shirt. But also because, like, I would sure like it if other people who like the same thing I like come up to me and talk to me about it. You know.
That's why everybody needs to go to I Am Games and get an I Am Games t-shirt. We have multiple designs now. If you want to rep your Doomer pride, get a Doomer t-shirt. We also have a new shirt based on an old Digi video of a pixelated can of Mountain Dew Ice.
Also, I am a fucking alicorn princess. You know, that's a big one. That's a big seller.
We should put that on there. We should put that on there for posterity's sake.
You should. Dude, yeah.
But no, this new shirt's great because it's just a pixelated can of Mountain Dew Ice, and then under it just says it's a Sprite. Because it's a pun.
It's a Sprite is like my favorite videos that you made. Well,
we have a shirt for it now, and it's a Sprite of a can, so it's a double meaning.
I haven't seen It's a Sprite.
Google Digibro.
Is that like the pipe thing?
Watch that video. It's like a minute long. It's great. I highly recommend it. It's a good video.
It's like 24 seconds. I watched it again a few days ago.
I really love that video.
I gotta get that boy 24 seconds of ad revenue.
But just to the guy's point, like obviously I'm not saying wearing an anime shirt, like so you can talk to other anime fans, like solve your problems. But like you probably got to break through some people's barriers to like actually get to know who they really are like. So I don't know, work on just like talking to people and not being weird and creepy, and
join a club or something.
A club. Be a social person.
Extracurricular activity are a good way of.
He's right. Yes.
Because like when you're in school, everyone's like in zombie mode. You got to get them.
You're gonna have superficial interactions, and like following people on Instagram is another superficial interaction. You've got to engage with people on a deeper level, and an extracurricular activity is probably a good way to get something like that going.
It's a good idea. It's a damn good idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, there you go.
What do you do?
Moving on.
Guys, what do you do when you leave school and there are no extracurricular activities left?
There were clubs.
That's what I want to know.
Go to www.meetup.com.
There's,
I got
Tinder.
that app, but none of it's
Tinder.
cool.
Tinder.
I was looking into this when I moved to Cincinnati a little while ago, and like I still get messages, even though I want them to all go away. There's just like, it's like meetup.com. And then you can just, like, people have clubs around. They put them up there. You can just, like, go. And, you know, there's people doing fun things.
Yeah.
You can go hang out with them. And
I would love to go to a game dev meetup.
I unironically joined a bunch of, like Ohio free thinkers, which is, like, the atheist group. Because I really like the fucking, what is it called? It's not the Waking Up podcast. There's this podcast out of Austin with Matt Dillahunty that I can't remember the name of that I've always wanted to be on. Oh, The Atheist Experience. And I wanted to be in a group like that of just super intellectual gods who know that God is just a fucking
But
joke,
you are.
man.
You're in the PCP.
Well, you're right. But sometimes I need a bit more.
Sick.
All right.
Post-Christianity podcast.
Exactly.
Okay, we got another one here from Puni Philosophy. Don't know what that means. I think is that Indian for vagina? Whatever.
No, that's Yoni.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Hey guys, I see you're looking for some multiculturalism. Well, here I am, all the way from India.
Yeah.
I hope it was all that you hoped for. But
cool.
To get to my point, can you guys please get Digi to never talk about nihilism or subjectivity ever again?
Yeah.
Yes, we
It's not
can.
an interesting position. Every dumb philosophy undergrad has to be weaned off of this everything is subjective nonsense, and it's just really cringe. Also, read a fucking book, DJ.
You should probably read a book.
A strong
You know what?
entrance for our Indian comrades.
What a great rib from
Yeah, that was good. That was
fully
Read a
boned,
fucking
fully
book,
boned rib
Digi.
on that one.
Yeah. So the thing about Digi's nihilism thing is that he's not incorrect, but like you can go a lot further. Like I feel that I have gone a few steps further. I recognize that there truly is no subjective reality, but we can. We just make some assumptions and operate.
Peak nihilism.
What? Sorry, what?
If you want peak nihilism, you go to the Amazing Atheist YouTube channel. He is the biggest nihilist of all time.
He's up there.
Am I right? Is this did you like go to like one semester of college, take like I think he took like one philosophy class and like dropped out before it was finished?
I mean,
or something like that.
I think there was something along those lines. I don't know. I'm not trying to rag on the guy.
Yeah.
I remember his mom was doing photography.
Huh?
I remember his mom was doing photography.
Yeah, he went like with his mom.
That photography is not philosophy, kid.
Well,
no,
they sound similar.
Yeah, they're so similar. Are you sure they're not the same?
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
Philosophy is just photography, but for the mind. You take pictures of
That's my
thoughts and
subjective
ideas.
opinion.
Yeah, and you can't disprove it. So you know, there it is. Okay, all right. Next mail. Here we go. We've got 3 more. Here.
If Digi would show up to episodes more often, we wouldn't trash him.
And he could defend himself from these vicious ribbons. Yeah. We've got one. This is from Discount LaCroix Shoe. Is the name of this individual? Let's see what he's got.
Oh, it's Discount Gumshoe.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Here you go. Right, like.
Oh.
Yeah, you hear that? You fucking boomers.
I do.
It's sparkling water. It's carbonated, sparkling water.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink it.
Okay.
Carbonated water, carbonic acid. I love cockroach water.
I don't know why this is so funny, but it is.
Boomers are weak. I love making boomers feel uncomfortable.
This song choice is doing that.
Feel to be so weak. Fucking sucrose on the synapses. What's it feel like, boomers?
Oh my god!
Wait,
he was like the final boss. The final boss of the podcast was Discount Gumshoe drinking LaCroix and challenging us to stop him, and we can't. He's too powerful. We can't do a damn thing.
He's just
Megalovania
I like that.
in the background.
Yeah.
I like that, but there wasn't enough slurping.
Yeah,
there wasn't enough loud gulping and slurping noises.
We hadn't started the battle
shit.
yet. That was just the pre-battle
Calm
dialogue.
before the storm.
Yeah, I think he's right. Well, that was powerful. Moving on. Quick, hard left turn to starving and tired. With this next message, do it, Piano Man. Okay.
I just want to say I am very disappointed that the podcast was late this week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting here on a goddamn Friday waiting for the good news to come to me and my brothers.
You fool.
But lo and behold, it is not here, my friends, for we have to wait. Wait
Just watch
until
the
our
fucking
7 shitty overlords decide to get off their ass. Press a fucking button.
Watch there was shekels for heckles going on. just tied yourself over with the shekels for heckles that was happening as you made this call.
All right, but that was
some hardcore ribbing to Ben for sure.
Yeah,
well deserved.
I'm glad he came in.
Yeah,
that sigh at the beginning was truly earth-shattering.
The weight of his mistake was instantly known to Ben.
I really feel the sins crawling on my back right now.
Speaking of which, our last voicemail is from Better Ben. Better Ben.
No! Impossible.
Let's see. End us on a strong note.
Bad things are abound. This is known.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, okay, so my rabbit died, and that really sucked. It made me really depressed. Then the same fucking day, I got stood up on a date. And then the Hippocrit channel. The Hippocrit channel is gone.
Yeah.
And that's sad. But not that sad. Because reviews are fucking gay. Reviews are so gay and stupid, and no one should do them. Fucking,
yeah.
They're bad. They're so bad, and they're so terrible.
Sounds like he's not that sad
That's
about
all
it,
I
actually.
gotta say about that.
Agreed.
I guess he's comforting himself with this thought: bad things happen, but some of those bad things weren't that bad. And
I think it's just sour grapes talking. I think now that he can't have it, he has to say, "Ugh, reviews are stupid anyway. Hypocrite was dumb. Didn't even want it."
Does not make sense as a name because Ben is.
Thinks he's better.
Yeah,
than
that's my guess. That's my guess.
Well,
he's wrong. He's wrong, of course.
Ordinary evidence, as they say.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it. If you want to hit a real high note in your life, you've got to hit up patreon.com/theprocrastinators. the euphoria you will experience as you click that pledge button and you pledge at least $5 a month to get those sweet 18 bonus episodes will be unsurmountable. It'll be unsurpassed in your life.
That's like 30 hours.
Think about it.
Like
the next time Ben is late with an episode, you'll have 18 on deck ready to fill your need.
That's true. He's right. He's right. They're all high quality. That's a lie. But nonetheless, you should buy our money.
At least some of them are high quality.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair to say.
There are some definite winners.
I'd say
in there.
there's most of them are. There's a few strange ones.
You're gonna want to go straight for the ASMR episodes. Start there.
There's a couple of weird experiments that maybe didn't quite work.
ASMR was
that were maybe not quote unquote consumer friendly.
Maybe may not worth the money you spent on them, but
quote unquote.
Fucking owned.
Fucking destroyed. And you might as well still follow us at TP Crastinators on Twitter. Though we're not doing questions, guys. We're just doing voicemails. I should have said this before the voicemails, probably. But yeah,
nah, it's fine. It's fine to end on a down.
We said it last time.
We did. I mean, maybe if somebody, one episode, maybe somebody missed it. But fair enough.
If you got a question, send it. Fucking ask us on the SpeakPipe.
We all know the voicemails are better, guys. It's way better. Million times funner and cooler and doper. And that's it. So why even bother? So we're trying this out. If there's some giant outcry, we'll think about it. But this is what we're doing. We're gonna see how it goes. And go fuck yourself if you don't like it. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh no. Now what do? We can't end the episode like this.
Yes, we can. Goodbye.